While other stations are getting rid of classic country, we're celebrating it. 105.5 KD Country.
Want to get half-off deals from area businesses? Visit kdcountrydollarsaver.com.
A short drive will save you money.
Buying a car at Feller Chevrolet has never been a hassle, but during our no-hassle sale, it's even easier. All new and used vehicles are priced and marked with rock-bottom prices on the lot and on the web. To make car shopping as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Come to Feller Chevrolet in Altavista or go to fellersdirect.com. 2. Pick the vehicle that fits your budget. 3. Drive it home today. No pressure, no hassle.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
They've deferred to the second half. They will kick. I'm sure Essex is excited to get their high-powered offense and get Brodus on the field. And there's been some speculation that Altavista's secondary is suspect, but there are 25 interceptions this year for the Colonels.
Yeah, I think some of the people trying to find a knock on Altavista, said, oh, well, you got your cornerbacks like Michi Malback and Navy Jones. They're not very tall. Well, guess what? Those guys have more athleticism than about 99.9% of the whole world, Oscar. So they can make up some of those size differences very quickly. And just like we were talking about Juan Thornhill on offense, defense starts with him too. He is a hard-hitting safety out there. He plays the run like a linebacker. He plays the pass like one of the best safeties you'll ever find. He's responsible for a lot of those interceptions as well. Both teams are on the field and ready to go here. Walker Allen will kick off for the Colonels. Colonels in the road whites. White pants, white jersey, got the black and orange striping. Essex, home purple uniforms, got some gold trim in there as well. And a lot of the guys for the Altavista Colonels with the black shoes, orange and white trim around the shoes. Essex, mixed match on the shoes. And it should be a fun one, Oscar. I think we're all pretty excited about this one as we keep tweaking our audio situation a little bit. But I think we're set to go. Walker Allen's got the ball on the tee. We'll tell you all about the people that are bringing you this fine football game as we go along here. We really couldn't do it without our sponsors, and we're going to give them a special word of thanks as well as this game goes on. Allen set to kick. VHSL Division I state championship game underway here. Here come the Colonels on the kickoff. Allen's kick is straight down the middle. It'll land on about the 5-yard line, returned by the Trojans. Here comes Donovan Montague was the first man on the scene, but Michi Malback made the hit, went down low and hit the return man right in the thigh pad, stopped him in his tracks. Essex will start on their own 22-yard line after the big stick there by number 1, Michi Malback.
Big head of steam by the return person, and boy, Michi did. He got him low right around the shins and dropped him dead in his tracks at the 23. Nice play by Michi.
Montague was coming in there, Oscar. He really met that initial lead blocker. That allowed Michi to step in and make the play. Good hard hitting there. It looked like it was number 24, Anthony Jones, on the return. Essex going to line up in the spread formation. Far hash mark. They're going right to left from our perspective. Brodus is the quarterback, number 1 in the shotgun formation. He's got one back to his left. He wants to pass on first down. Looking to the right side. Ball's up, and it's picked off. Destin Brown with the interception. He's got it on the 20. Man drags him down at the 10, and boy, what a way to start the football game, Oscar Briggs. Destin Brown stepping in front of the out route with the interception. Takes it back for a 10-yard return. Colonels are going to have first and goal from the 9-yard line.
Boy, and how big was that? And Altavista lined up in a 3-4 that time, Kyle. They've been running a 3-5, that actually lined up in a 4-3. They've been running a 3-5. They went with a 4-3 that time. Essex may have been confused. He was never open. Destin Brown had that play covered from the start.
I think you're right. Defensive coordinator Mike Revis pulled a little trick out of the bag early, different defensive alignment, and maybe it did throw off Brodus and the Essex Trojans. Juan Thornhill in the shotgun formation now, ready to go for the Colonels. They're on the near side hash mark. 2 receivers to each side. Destin Brown is in the backfield. Here comes the snap. They're going to give it to Brown. He's going to try off left tackle. Hit hard. Drop for about a 1-yard gain. He was trying to follow the pulling guard. That was Ashton Robinson. And they do give him a small pickup. It'll bring it second and goal now from the 8-yard line. Back to the middle of the field. Thornhill looking over the sideline to get the play from Coach Sharness. 11:30 to go in the Apple Market first quarter. Still 0-0 score here from Salem.
And this is going to be a war in the trenches as well. Both these offensive and defensive lines are big. Destin slipped a little bit on that play. I don't know if that's indicative of the field conditions or just whether or not he didn't have his legs under him.
We do have some rain and some sleet coming down if you joined us late. It is artificial turf. here at Salem. Canavis Jones in motion. They hand it to him on the wide receiver sweep. Turns it up inside. He's close to the goal line. Don't know if he got in. Referee's going to mark him down on about the 1 foot line, it looks like. Navy didn't really try and stretch the ball out because he was taking some contact. Don't think he wanted to risk a fumble. 3rd and goal coming up from really more like the 1 inch line, Oscar, not the 1 foot line. Colonels are very close. Let's see if they go under center here in a short yardage situation early.
You gotta believe they will, and they've got Dustin Brown in the backfield. You will see one. He's got to go under center.
He's going under center right here. Here comes the quarterback sneak. Got stuffed initially. Second effort. Was it enough to get him in? No, they're going to mark him short. He is short of the goal line. Don't know that he picked up any yards, but I don't think he lost any yards. Juan tried to line up and go quickly on the snap count. 10:25 to play here in the Apple Market first quarter. It is VHSL State Championship football. The Altavista Colonels taking on the Essex Trojans. Essex got the ball to start the football game. Destin Brown got an interception just moments ago. This is the Colonels' 4th play from scrimmage, and they are going to go for it on 4th down.
They've even marked that back about a football length loss. Yep. Now, Juan's not under center this time.
Yep, shotgun formation, unbalanced line to the left. Juan Thornhill going to go up to the middle. Stopped initially. Second effort, not enough. I don't think he got in. They are going to stop him short. It is a 4th down, turnover on down to the Essex Trojans. So the Trojans' defense holds after the early mistake by their offense, but they're going to take over in the shadow of their own goalpost. They're going to start this drive on their own 1 yard line, Oscar.
And that's big. A big stop. Colonels had a 1st and goal from inside the 10-yard line, and lo and behold, got down to the right inside 1 foot line and couldn't get it across.
Yeah, tough situation there for the Altavista Colonels. Obviously, you like what you did defensively with the interception. Let's see if the defense can capitalize again. Really, I think you're licking your chops, maybe looking for a safety right here, Oscar. Again, Essex starting on their own 1 yard line, middle of the field, passing play. Brodus throwing over the middle. He's got a man wide open, complete to number 11. He's across the 10 and the 12. Ball came out. Recovered by Juan Thornhill on the fumble. Back-to-back turnovers for the Essex offense. Altavista can't get in the end zone. Maybe it won't matter, Mr. Briggs. They got the football back, and I think Clydell Moon and Michi Malback combined to knock that ball free. Juan Thornhill picked it up.
Yeah, he was hit hard. He was open, a little play over the middle. He was wide open, caught it, turned, and then he was hit hard by the 2 Altavista defenders. They're going to mark it at the 16-yard line. 2 turnovers on 2 plays here for Essex.
Wow, 6 plays of football so far. 2 turnovers. Altavista gets stopped. It's a turnover on downs. It's a wild football game already. It was number 11, DeJure Ashlock on the reception, and then the subsequent fumble for Essex. Trips receivers to the left for Juan Thornhill. He's got Destin Brown right behind him. He'll turn. He'll hand it to Destin right up the middle. Not a whole lot of running room there. Tough sledding in between the tackles. Dropped for maybe a 1 yard gain, but not much else. 9:30 to play in the Apple Market first quarter. Remember, 3 great locations, Main Street, Gateway, and Riverside. And Oscar, boy, wild stuff already. Early turnovers. Juan Thornhill with the fumble recovery right there. Destin Brown with the interception earlier. Got to feel like the Colonels have got to capitalize here. Maybe not even with a touchdown, maybe an extra or maybe a field goal possibility.
I agree. They've got to get some points out of this. Twice inside here. Of course, one precipitated the other, but they've got to get some points out of this.
I think you're right. 14-yard line is where the Colonels will snap this football from. They can get a first down on the 6-yard line. Navy Jones going in motion momentarily. Flag comes out. Delay of game on the Altavista Colonels, so this will back them up 5 yards. Make it 2nd down and 14. We've seen the penalties sort of plague the Colonels on and off all year, and it looks like Coach Sharness, and I thought he was going to take a timeout. He just wants to come out and give Juan a little bit more instruction, something more than just the regular offensive signals.
And the one thing I don't understand here is they do have the 25-second clock here, but it's not in use. It's a little bit puzzling. We talked about that prior to the game, Kyle, but I don't understand why we wouldn't be using it.
Demetrius Johnson getting in position a little bit late. Pistol formation, Destin Brown right behind Thornhill. Juan fakes it to him. Now he's going to go to his left side. Cuts it up. Passing play. The old jump pass. He's got Michi Mall back in the corner for the touchdown. Good Lord, what an amazing play right there, Oscar. Juan Thornhill faked the run. It was a hard sell on the run fake, and then Juan jumped up in the air and threw it. It was the old Tim Tebow play from back in the day, and Michi Malback ran under it, caught it on about the 1 yard line, and then raced it into the end zone.
Boy,
wow.
I got to tell you, I don't know that was a design play. Juan rolled. It was 1-on-3, nobody there. Michi made a great adjustment. Regardless, Michi made a great adjustment, headed to the end zone, and Juan did a little jump pass, incredible, something you'd see in the 1960s.
Wow. Jumped up in the air and found Michi Malbeck. Extra point on the way from walk around. Snaps a little low, but Juan Thornhill grabbed a hold of it. Kick is up. Kick is good. The Altavista Colonels. They're up 7-0 after the fumble, and then the Thornhill touchdown pass to Malbeck. Quick timeout here, 8:50 to play in the first quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for over 30-plus years. A free consultation for personal injury cases. Call today, 369-6621. That's 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels football team, and good luck. Go Colonels. David W. Shreve, located on 7th Street in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels 7-0 lead after 2 turnovers early. They couldn't score after the first turnover. They do score after this one, Oscar. And, boy, I think you and I are still kind of in shock after the play right there. It was hard to explain. Thornhill faked the run initially, rolled to his left, looked like he was running, and then stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Had an Essex player really in the process of tackling him, jumps up in the air and finds Michi Malbeck. Just an odd play. And, again, sort of hard to describe, but it leads to a passing touchdown for the Altavista Colonels. Here comes the kickoff again from walk around. It's mishandled initially by number 24, Anthony Jones. Now he's going to go up the left sideline. Nothing there. He is wrapped up by Clydell Moon. What a stop by Clydell Moon. The bobble did not help Jones at all. That just allowed Moon to close in on him even faster. Good tackling right there from Mr. Moon and the entire special teams unit. Essex will start over deep in their own territory again. This one's going to be from their own 16-yard line.
Boy, the Colonels are fired up. They are flying to the ball. We've seen it all year. But, again, they are flying to the ball today.
Impressive stuff early for the Altavista Colonels defense. And that kickoff coverage team. Michi Malbeck had a big stick on the first kickoff. Clydell Moon with one right there. It looks like a 4-3 defensive front again for the Colonels, Oscar. Running play this time. First running play of the game for Essex. Going to go for some yards right up the middle. It's number 20, Leo Gaskins on the carry. Probably an 8 or 9 yard pickup. Close to that first down mark.
And that's exactly what we would expect to see if they try to run the ball. Gaskins has been their workhorse. And there's a player injured for Essex on the field.
We'll keep it here for just a moment and try and recap all the wildness that's happened right away. Colonels won the toss and deferred like they've done a lot all year. Initial kickoff, Essex got the football, tried a passing play on first down. Destin Brown ran under it, intercepted. Colonels took over inside their own 10-yard line but could not score. And then they picked up a fumble on the very next play Essex had from scrimmage. And don't forget, that was a passing play that picked up some yards, Oscar, but the ball just bounced out thanks to a hard hit from Michi Malbeck and Clydell Moon.
Right, and make no mistake, you said if Altavista picked up a fumble, that thing was in the air when Juan grabbed it out of the air, and it was caused by a hard hit by those two Colonels.
And those are the two guys that had the hard hits on special teams as well. So Moon and Malbeck really getting it done early. Man for Essex staying down, so we'll step aside for a 30-second timeout. Colonels lead 7-0 in state championship game. 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
Next time you need tires for your car, don't compromise. Michelin passenger tires strive to deliver an outstanding safety, long tread life, and excellent fuel efficiency. Plus, they're famous for delivering a quiet, comfortable ride and precision handling to help optimal safety for you and your passengers. Outfit your car with tires that deliver everything. Ask about Michelin tires. Perkins Twin Tire has the right set of Michelin tires for whatever you drive. See Perkins Twin Tire today, Main Street in Altavista. Specific performance may vary by tire model.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
7-0 Colonel lead. Injury timeout is over. It was the running back Leo Gaskins for Essex. That could loom large, Oscar, because like you said, he is their workhorse out of the backfield. That may change their game plan. They're going to go with 3 wide receivers to the right. It is 2nd and 1 from the left hash mark. Brodus looking to the sideline for some extra helps on the play call here. And Essex taking a long time to get this play in. I don't know when the play clock started after the injury, but here comes the shotgun snap. Brodus wants to pass. Pump fake. Now looking deep down left sideline. Navy Jones is there in the coverage. Can't knock it away. Yes, he does. It was number 14, Dentarius Jones. and Navy Jones went up there and battled his counterpart for it. Jones for Essex had it in his grasp for a minute, but once he hit the turf, it bounced out.
Yeah, that was a well-thrown ball. Good coverage by Navy. Navy actually had a chance for the interception. Again, we see a little bit of height disadvantage with those corners from Altavista. Essex trying to exploit it. That'll bring up third and less than a yard from the 25-yard line. Brodus is their second leading rusher, so you got to look for him, Kyle.
You do. Brodus, and that's something Coach Sharnes mentioned, he's not just a great passer, but he is quick. They don't run him a whole lot, but he is quick and can pick up some yards when he needs to. It looks like Essex going to go under center in an I formation. Fullback and a tailback. Brodus going to turn and hand it to that tailback. Not much there. Darius Johnson stuffed him up short in the backfield. He did lunge forward on the initial hit. Let's see where the spot of the football gets the Essex ball carrier.
Be interested to see if they're going to bring that out for a measurement or they're going to call it from the sidelines. They're going to call it a first down.
Yeah, it is a first down. Looked like number 4, DeAndre Baylor on the carry that time, picking it up, and he was hit in the backfield by Johnson, but managed to stick that football out and gain some extra yards. Looks like Essex going to stay under center. Brodus up short. Fullback and a tailback involved again. The tailback is DeAndre Baylor. Altavista really crowding that line of scrimmage now. Another handoff to Baylor. Baylor looking right side, chopped down by a good tackle there. This time it's Demetrius Johnson on the stop. Small 1-yard pickup there for Baylor.
Looks like right now that the Colonels are able to penetrate that line of scrimmage. They've been able to hold their own, Kyle. Essex, not a lot there for them.
And the Colonel defensive line, we've talked about it all year. They're fast and they're quick, but they do have enough size to where you can't just bully them around. Guys like Dante Poindexter, Ashton Robinson, of course, and Darius Johnson is up at a defensive end spot right now. Colonels look like they're back in the 4-3. Empty backfield for Essex. Middle of the field here. They'll snap this one from the 27-yard line. Passing play, quick screen. Destin Brown trying to run it down. No, it's Navy Jones with the big stop right there. Hit him right in the thigh pads and drove him back, and then the support came from Dante Poindexter and Demetrius Johnson. Flag on the field, and Oscar, you think it may be a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, Ashton Robinson was there. They are going to call a late hit. He was closing in. He didn't have time to pull up, but he certainly lowered the boom on Brodus. Brodus is hurting.
Yeah, in high school football, they don't treat the quarterback with as much delicacy as they do in the NFL, but there's still certain things you can't do. And it looked like Ashton may have come in there just a tad bit too late. It is a 15-yard personal foul penalty, and the ball will now be spotted for Essex on the left hash mark right at the 40.5-yard line. 6:57 to play here in this Apple Market first quarter. 7-0 lead for the Altavista Colonels. It was Juan Thornhill to Michi Malback on a 11-yard scoring pass. And now Brodus empties the backfield again. 3 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Colonels look like they've gone back to their 3-5 defensive alignment, so Altavista mixing up the defensive looks. Brodus on the pass again. They fake the screen. They're looking deep. Navy Jones is there, but he's overthrown, and Brodus just could not find anybody on the long pass, and Brodus lying on the turf again after a big hit. This time it was Dante Poindexter applying the pressure, Mr. Briggs.
One of the things we talked about, we didn't get time to talk about it on the air due to our technical difficulties, but one of the things that we talked about on the ride up here is with the speed of this Colonel's defense and the way that they penetrate the gaps, Brodus may not have as much time as he's seen in some of his previous games.
It's a good point. We've talked about that. Competition level, the Colonels have faced some pretty stingy competition all year, starting with the Galax game, Appomattox, Gretna, obviously, Dan River, obviously, Franklin in the playoffs, Rustburg. They've played some pretty good football teams, and maybe some of these teams they're facing in the playoffs haven't. Triple stack in the backfield now, 2 fullbacks in the tailback. Brodus will turn and give it to Baylor again. He's out some room. Good surge up front initially. Michi Ballback missed the tackle. Juan Thornhill did not. It'll go for a 4-yard gain. Big stop there by Juan Thornhill. Colonels were closing, but Baylor just managed to make those tacklers miss as he bounced outside and found some space.
Yeah, he did. Nice run. Nice job by the right side of that Essex line, sealing off the Colonels and allowing him to pick up 5. It'll be 3rd and 5 from their own 46.
Big third down play here for the Altavista Colonels defense, and it's a big third down play for Essex. So big they want to take a timeout and talk things over. We'll take it as well. 30-second variety here. Colonels lead 7-0, 6.5 minutes to play in the first quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
This week's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. 8-piece fried chicken box, only $6.99 from 4 to 8 every day. Warm up with any size coffee or cappuccino for just 99 cents. Country sausage biscuit, also 99 cents. 2-liter Pepsi or Coke, 2 for $3. Mrs. Freshly's honey buns, Buy one, get one free at Apple Market locations, Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. Pick up an Apple Market gift certificate. They make great stocking stuffers.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
51 years of award-winning high school coverage. Mr. Briggs and Eleanor Haney back at the station, as always, on the spot with the technical adjustments and all that kind of thing. And Essex, I don't know if they need to make adjustments yet. This Altavista Colonel defense, I think, is the cause of main part of their problems. The Colonels defense already causing 2 turnovers. Let's see if they can get a big third down stop right here. Middle of the field territory, though. You think Essex may be tempted to go for it, although it's still very early.
6:23. Colonels lead 7-0 here in the first quarter.
It is 3rd and 5, far hash mark. Essex has Brodus at the quarterback. Baylor is in the backfield with him. Brodus steps up, talking to his offensive line. Little extra words of instruction. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Wide receiver still looking at the sideline when the ball is snapped. Brodus going to run it himself. Fakes the first handoff. Montague got in there to stop it, and then Darius Johnson was there. Small gain, good tackling. Montague slowed him down, and then Darius Johnson cleaned him up. About a 1-yard pickup, and this will make it 4th and 4. And now Essex coach John Folks has some decisions to make, and it looks like the offense is staying on the field right now, Oscar.
Well, and, again, Essex with this high-powered offense, I'm sure they've been in this situation before. We'll have no reservations about putting this ball in the air. If you're a Colonel fan and they throw it deep, if they've got the opportunity for the interception, you got to hope they knock it down.
Very good point. Watch for the hard count as well here on 4th and 4. Nope. Regular snap count. Brodus does want to pass, and he looks like he's looking deep. Now he'll take off. Demetrius Johnson almost got to stop. They're going to spot this close to the first down marker. Let's see if he picked it up or not. Demetrius hit him initially. Then Donovan Montague came in there as well. Demetrius signaling that he's short, and he is short. Big 4th down stop by the Colonels defense. Wow, what a play there by Montague and Johnson to stop him about a foot short of that first down marker.
Well, and let's give it to Brodus. That was a nice a little delay on that. He couldn't find any of his receivers. Tucked the ball down, had a hole, but the Colonels converged on him quickly. Another foot, and he would have had that first down. Great job by the Colonels as they take over with 5:37 remaining here in the first quarter, leading 7-0.
Let's see if the Colonels can stretch this lead out. Boy, a score on this drive, Oscar, and that would make you feel pretty comfortable if you were a Colonel fan, even though it's still a long way to go. Juan Thornhill, design running play up the middle. Not a whole lot there. He's stuffed as he tried to go behind the right guard. Pops up very quickly, though. It was a hard hit. They give him about a 2 or 3 yard, we'll call it a 2-yard pickup. As the ball was on the 50, it's now nearly on the 52-yard line. Colonels in Essex territory for the 3rd time this ball game. Remember, their first drive went 4 and out. They started that first drive inside the Essex 10. Then they scored on their next play. They had a chance. Clydell Moon in the backfield now, sharing it with Juan Thornhill.
You got to believe that the Colonels are going to look to go to the air here.
1 tight end to the right. Michi Malback is also split out wide to the right. They hand it to Moon. Moon trying to follow his blocker. Not much there as he's stopped in the backfield. Number 76, Marcus Lucas on the stop there. That'll be a loss of 1. Moon never really could get going downhill as Lucas made some penetration there and shut that play down.
Well, he did, and this is a very well-schooled, very well-scouted team. They're very aware of what the Colonels' formations are and what they're trying to do.
Yep. Essex running that 3-5 defense or 3-3 stack, whatever you want to call it. Same way Altavista's done for the most part of the year. 1 tight end again, 2 wide receivers to the left. Moon in the backfield. Juan Thornhill looking to pass. Got some time initially. Now he's flushed out of pocket. He may have to run. Throws it down right sideline looking for Michi Malback. Michi pulled it in, but he's out of bounds. He could not get the feet set. Good percentage play there by Juan Thornhill, though, on the pass, Oscar. He didn't want to risk the interception, so he threw it about a full yard or 2 out of bounds and maybe hoped Michi could stretch out and keep a foot in. Could not, so it'll bring up 4th and 9, and the Colonels bring out the punt team.
It was an outstanding catch by Michi.
It was.
He was able to hold on to the ball, but it was obviously to no avail because he was, like you said, 3 or 4 yards out of bounds. Nice high percentage play by Juan. He had one of the Johnson brothers streaking downfield that was open about 15 yards downfield, but the pursuit was just too strong.
Walker Allen on the kick. He's about a full 14 yards from the long snapper. And here comes that long snap. It's perfect. McLeese was on the snap, and here comes the kick from Allen. Good coverage from the Colonels' punt team. They're going to let it roll. It takes a nice Colonel bounce all the way inside the 20, down on the 16-yard line by that aforementioned long snapper, Casey McLeese. And that's where Essex will take over. 4:11 to play in the Apple Market first quarter. Colonels lead 7-0 state championship football action here from Salem. Remember, the Colonels were last in the state championship game right here on this field in 2009 when they won it. And, of course, that was the first time the Colonels had even been in the playoffs in a while. They won 4 straight games to get to that state championship.
And we talked about the high-powered offense. Make no mistake, both of these defenses are ranked at number 1 and 2 in the state as well on the single A side. So something had to give. Right now, the defenses look extremely strong for both of these teams.
Well, there were times when we expected high-scoring games, and we ended up getting some defensive struggles. Doesn't seem like it's possible with the Colonels the way they score. Quick slant on the passing play. Moon's got a hold of the jersey and drags him down. Great tackling by Clydell Moon. It wasn't textbook, but he just grabbed a hold of number 4 DeAndre Baylor's shirt and was able to ride him down to the turf.
And Clydell's a strong kid, and you alluded to it. He did get a hold of his jersey, and that's all he could get a hold of. He had almost overshot him, but he's strong enough to hold on to him, bring him down, and even if he wasn't able to bring him down, he was able to hold on to him. He had help coming.
Linebacking crew for the Colonels has been really, really stout all year. We talked about Destin Brown in the interview. Guys like Clydell Moon, Donovan Montague, both Johnson brothers. Impressive stuff. Blitzing this time from the linebackers, and they're going to get to the quarterback. Looked like Montague might have been in on the stop, but now on second glance, I think it was Destin Brown and Dante Poindexter on the sack. Big loss right there. That will drive Essex back, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 16 for the Trojans. Oscar, the Colonel's defense is at it again.
Yeah, that's a great call, Kyle, and we talked about not having time. He had no time that time. The Colonels were all over him, and there was great coverage in the secondary that forced that sack as well.
Impressive stuff from the blitzing linebackers, guys I was just talking about. 3rd and long, got to believe you may see those linebackers drop back in coverage here. Under 3 minutes to go now in the first quarter. Colonels with a 7-0 lead. 3rd and long for Essex. Shotgun snap on the way, 3 wide receivers to the right for Brodus. Quick pass, it's a screen play. Not a whole lot there as the defense converged on him again. Destin Brown in on the stop. Demetrius Johnson there as well. They closed very quickly, Oscar. Essex really having a hard time gaining positive yards now.
Well, they did, and what happened on that play was there was one of those little wide-out screens. Somebody was engaged with Destin Brown. Destin threw that blocker off of him and struck the player, just tracked him down immediately from behind, about 5 strides. It's 4th and 17, 18. 4th and 18, punter well in his end zone, getting ready to punt for Essex.
Quick snap by Essex, their first time punting of the day. Michi Malbeck will field it on the fair catch right there at the 40-yard line. Smart play by Michi, no blockers in front of him, so he fields it and grabs the football. That's where the Colonels will take over. Boy, this Altavista Colonel defense, Oscar, led by their defensive coordinator, Mike Revis. Already in this football game, they've got an interception, a fumble recovery, and then a 4th down stop that led to a turnover on downs. First punt of the day for Essex. Trojans have had a hard time gaining positive yards. Colonels had a hard time gaining yards on their last drive. Let's see if they can soften up the Essex defense a bit.
And that was a good play by Michi doing the fair catch. He probably saved 15 yards a roll on that.
Yeah, it was a low line drive kick, so you're right. Michi really did make a wise decision on the fair catch. 2 receivers to each side for the Colonels. Thornhill motioning Malbeck in motion. Here comes Michi across the formation. They fake it to him. Juan's got in the hole initially, then dropped after a 4-yard pickup. Man got him around the shoulder pads. It looked like number 16, Jamar Kelly, on the stop right there. Good first down play, though, for the Altavista Colonels. A full 5.5 yards on that pickup. We're under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Altavista up 7-0.
And the Colonels have really dominated this first quarter. They've kept it on the Essex side of the field.
Yeah, they really have. I think the Colonels maybe ran one play on their side of the field, but primarily this football has not moved from the right side of the field here at Salem. Juan Thornhill again across the 29 and across the 26. Ball came out late, but Juan was on the turf. It's enough for a first down there for the Altavista Colonels. 7-yard pickup for Juan Thornhill as they're starting to ride their junior star quarterback again. Boy, Juan ran it 30-plus times last week at Haysai.
He had 35 carries for 155 yards. He was an absolute workhorse.
Thornhill can be the workhorse. He's a pretty good thoroughbred, too, though. I'll tell you that. Destin Brown is in the backfield now with Juan Thornhill. 2 receivers to each side. Here comes Navy Jones in motion. They snap. They hand it to him. Wide receiver sweep to the right side. Good blocking. Navy turns the corner. Run out of bounds across the 20 and even closer to the 18-yard line. That's a 9-yard gain for the Altavista Colonels. And now the offense starting to grease their wheels and really push this football up and down the field some, Oscar.
And that's the play that they tried at Haysai a couple times last week, and Navy wasn't able to get his footing. And Haysai had that defended extremely well. On this turf, the traction is still good despite the rain, freezing rain, a little bit of sleet, and nice pickup by Navy. Gain of 9.
second positive yardage play Navy Jones has had. He ran it on that first drive for a 7 or 8 yard gain. Good pickup there. He's on the left side again in the slot. Destin Brown is in the left side of the backfield there with Juan Thornhill. They're going to put Mr. Jones in motion again. Juan Thornhill will run it, trying off left tackle there. Hard running. He got enough for the first down. Not much more. We'll call it a 2 yard gain for number 11. 7-0 is the lead for the Altavista Colonels. It was a Thornhill to Mall back pass. And again, this is the Group A Division I state championship game from Salem.
And we are under the 1 minute mark, 55 seconds left. Coach Sharn is calling the play in the red zone, first and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Yeah, Colonels can get a first down there right at the 6-yard line. Altavista sputtered on their last drive, sputtered on their first drive after the interception. But now it looks like they're starting to find some footing and get their sea legs a little bit. Roll out pass here to the left. Thornhill fakes the pass. Now he's going to run. He's outside the numbers, cutting up close to the first down marker right at the 7-yard line. See if they spot it on the 6-yard line or not. Juan Thornhill with a nice little head fake downfield. That froze the defense. They thought he was passing. And I think it was a designed pass, Oscar, but Juan just saw the opening and took off and ran.
He did. That was a nice play by Juan. Great coverage in that secondary by Essex. Brings up second, and we'll call it less than a yard, and it looks like the Colonels have called a timeout.
Well, the Colonels are going to let the quarter run out here. There was about 10 seconds left. They'll let it run out. They'll go to the second quarter with a 7-0 lead. Timeout when you come back. Colonels will have 2nd and 1 when you return on 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista High School football is brought to you by Steve Farmer Auto Sales. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, where there's always a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs, and they're priced right with financing available. See Steve Farmer Auto Sales, 1112 Main Street, Altavista. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, best deals on wheels.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
State championship Saturday here on 105.5 KD Country. And happy holidays, too, Oscar. That's coming up. What you got for us? First quarter, I know the Colonels only lead 7-0, but they really dominated that first period.
Well, they did. 44 yards on the ground, 19 through the air for a total of 63 yards. Essex was 12 on the ground, only 2 yards passing for this highly talented passing team. And with a total of only 14 yards. Altavista 20 yards in penalties. The big stat that jumps out at you is the 2 turnovers from Essex.
Yeah, and then a turnover on downs, too, where the Colonels' defense got out of there on 4th down with a stop. But you're right, the interception and the fumble going to loom large in this football game, I have a feeling. Colonels have been good about collecting turnovers all year and then not giving the football up themselves. Juan Thornhill, shotgun formation. You got Destin Brown right behind him and Dante Poindexter in front of him. They give it to Destin up the middle. Destin is close to that goal line. He's got a first down. No signal yet from the officials. They're going to mark him about a foot short, it looks like. Hard running there from Destin. Boy, man, Destin is a sprinter, I know, in the spring, and it's like he gets shot out of those track blocks and got going full speed in a hurry. Another man down for the Essex Trojans. We'll stay here. I mean, Brown just really gets going downhill, gets behind the pads, and he is a load coming through there.
And that's DeJour Ashlock. That's another one of their top receivers.
Well, and that's something that we haven't talked about all year, and we have a second now. Colonels have been fortunate in the respect, Oscar, that they haven't been burned by injuries. You know, all their star guys have stayed relatively healthy. You know, there have been some people that have missed a game here or there, and obviously, I don't want to jinx anybody, but that is a thing that the Colonels have had going for them all year.
The main injury that they had this year, you had McLeese with the broken toe,
right,
and then you had Dustin Brown, who injured his shoulder in the first half of the Gretna game, and then they sat out against the Dan River game, and unfortunately didn't need him in the Dan River game, as the Colonels played a great game and won that one 30-0, but that allowed him to heal. And since then, Dustin's been a workhorse.
Yeah, since he came back, I mean, he's been playing lights-out football, both at the running back spot and the linebacker. Injury is taken care of.
Let's set the stage real quick. 11:49, Colonels first and goal from less than the 1 yard line, leading 7-0.
I formation. Dante Poindexter is the fullback. Juan Thornhill's going to take it himself on the keeper. Touchdown, Colonels, but a flag comes out. I think somebody was not set in the Altavista Colonel backfield. Let's wait for the signal. Yep, illegal shift on the Colonels. This will back him up. It wipes off the touchdown. It's going to make it first and goal from the 6 yard line now. So maybe it's a situation where Essex just delaying the inevitable there because of the penalty, but it's certainly going to make it harder for the Colonels to get in now.
They had a similar situation earlier in the first quarter, and the Colonels were unable to capitalize.
Colonel's going to go back to the shotgun formation, it looks like it is. Again, first and goal from the 6, 11:41 to play here in the Apple Market second quarter, 7-0 Altavista Colonels. Malback sharing the play with some teammates. They'll go 3 wide receivers. Now they're going to send Navy Jones over to the right now. It is balanced formation as far as the receivers go. Destin Brown is to the right of Juan Thornhill in the backfield. Shotgun snap on the way. Malback in motion. Snap is waist high. Juan's going to roll to his right. Looking corner of the end zone. Now he's flushed out. Going to have to hold on to it and take the sack. Nobody was open. Juan was trying to get some space with his legs, but the Essex defense just kept coming. Good sack there by the Trojans, and Juan Thornhill dropped on the 11-yard line.
Well, that's a mature play by Juan because he could have thrown the ball to the end zone, but ensuring that the Colonels didn't turn the ball over, he ended up eating that for a 5 or 6 yard loss.
Ken Brumfield is the center for the Colonels. He's been good all year with the shotgun snaps.
And, this could be big. This could be a big momentum changer for Essex. Colonels had the ball first and goal, less than a length of the football, and now it's second down from the 11.
Great point. Second and goal from the 11. 10:35 to play here from Salem. State championship game. There's a shotgun snap. Juan's going to keep it himself. Nothing there. He was looking to go behind the right guard, and it just was not a hole as Essex filled it. Stopped for no gain. It's going to bring up third and goal now. And you're right, Essex now starting to rally a little bit. You see them getting their fans involved and the players' heads starting to pick up. This could be a momentum shift here for the Essex Trojans. 7-0, Altavista Colonel lead.
Well scouted, Juan, on that little bit of quarterback delay that we've seen so much where he's either can go up the middle or off tackle. And Essex just overpowered the offensive line from the Colonels, and there was no option there.
Yeah, Juan Thornhill is great at finding a hole, but that time there just was not a hole there to choose from. Passing play. Juan going to roll out to his left. Got some room to throw initially. Swings it out. Pass batted down. Great defense there by the Trojans' defensive line as they knock down the Juan Thornhill pass attempt. That'll bring up fourth down from the 11, and Walker Allen looks like he's coming out. And he will be trying a field goal here, Oscar. 9:46 to play in the second quarter. Colonels with a 7-0 lead. Could be 10 here if Walker Allen can convert.
Yeah, and that's a big defensive stop for Essex. Again, Colonels helping that with a little bit of, not helping themselves with that 5-yard penalty in motion. And we've seen that motion penalty called against the Colonels several times this year.
You just didn't get set in the backfield there when it was first and goal from really the 1-foot line. Walker Allen going to try to kick.
Tough angle.
It is a tough angle. Right hash mark. He's going to have to hook it back inside. Kick will come from about the 18-yard line, so we'll call it a 28-yarder. He did not get a good leg on it, and the rush was pretty good as well. Juan Thornhill got hit on the hold, and sometimes that produces a penalty, but not there. No flags on the field. Kick is no good. Essex will take over, and they'll bring this ball out to the 20-yard line, I believe. And Essex really dodging a bullet there, Oscar. You said it. Colonels had it on the 1-yard line. And then even after the penalty, it was first and goal from the 6. So the Essex defense really tightening up the chin strap there. They do spot the ball in the 20. That is the rule in high school. If you miss a field goal inside the 20, it goes out to the 20. That's where the Trojans will take over and see if that momentum helps them a little bit. They're trailing 7-0 to the Altavista Colonels.
The Colonels have always have every time this year have been able to respond in a situation like this. This is going to be huge for them to respond and keep this Essex team, keep the momentum away from them.
Motion man, as they're going to give it to the wide receiver. He's going to try and turn it up the field. Michi Malback waiting patiently and makes a stop. He got some help from Thornhill after the fact. Excuse me, that was Demetrius Johnson that came in there after the fact. Maybe a 1-yard gain. Actually, they're going to spot it right back there at the line of scrimmage. Good defense from Michi Malback. He was unblocked, and he just sat right there and waited for the ball carrier. That was Anthony Jones to come towards him.
Nice pursuit by the Colonels. Looked like he might be able to get a seam, but they closed that seam up quickly. And, again, the Colonels' defense has been flying to the ball strong here so far here in the first half of this ball game.
The interior defenders for the Altavista Colonels just forced Ashley to go out there towards Michi Malback, and Malback made the play. Passing play, it's complete. Michi Malback on another stop. No, he missed that one. He's close to the first down marker. It's number 11, DeJour Ashlock, and he looks like he has enough for the first down. Yep, ball went out of bounds right there at the 30-yard line. And so we'll call it a 10-yard passing play and a first down conversion there for the Essex Trojans. 8:53 to play as the ball goes out of bounds. Colonel still with a 7-0 lead. Defense for Altavista getting tested again here. They've been pretty much perfect so far. Essex bringing the slot receivers in tight. They're just off the right and the left tackle there in wing formations. They put a man in motion. This time they spin it around and hand it to the second guy, Destin Brown, with a big stop in the backfield. Tackle for a loss by number 7. And the Altavista Colonel defense, big play on first down there. Drop him for a 4-yard loss.
A little bit of trickeration tried on that play. And again, if you didn't hear, Coach Colley from Hayside last week, or Cooley from Hayside last week said Destin Brown was among the best linebackers he had ever coached against, and he showed it on that play.
Excellent play. Brown not fooled by the fake handoff, and then they handed it on the inside reverse to the second man through. Going to put in man in motion. Essex again with the tight formation. 2 wideouts spread out wide. Shotgun formation again, though. Passing play here on 2nd and 14. Brodus going to have to scramble out. There's nothing there. Big stop by the lineman, number 73, Casey McLeese. Dante Poindexter helped him out. Big sack right there on the passing play. Backs Essex up even a few more yards, Oscar. 3rd and long now for the Trojans. They got to get to the 41-yard line. They'll snap this one from the 25 when they get set.
2 consecutive losses. Nice penetration by the Colonels on both of those plays. Essex having trouble on their blocking scheme, stopping this Colonel defense.
Colonels seem like they've been in the backfield a lot all night. Sometimes when Essex can get a quick pass off, the D-line can't get there. But lately, the last 2 plays anyway, Destin Brown from his linebacker spot, and then Casey McLeese from the D-line doing some serious damage. 3rd and long on the way. Caught 3rd and 16. Brodus wants to pass, looking down the right sideline. Ball hanging up in the air for a while. Maulback there, tips it away. Pass incomplete. Great breakup by number 1, Michi Maulback. And boy, we talked about Maulback had some games where he didn't really do a whole lot, Oscar. He's a man of the hour so far here today in this one.
That was a well-thrown ball. It was a jump ball situation back at the 40 of Altavista. Michi right on the sideline. Michi did a great job of getting up and batting that ball away.
Yeah, Michi really just elevated there along that right sideline. Punting formation again for Essex, even though they don't have their punter back there deep just yet. It is number 14, Trey Jones, I think that's going to drop back and do the punting duties. It is 4th and long. Michi Maulback to return the punt again.
7:17 here remaining in the second quarter. Kyle, Colonels continue to lead 7-0. They've squandered a couple of opportunities.
But they've had so many opportunities thanks to the turnovers and the great defense. Timeout by Essex. They didn't like the way they were set up on the punt formation. We'll take it with them. Colonels lead 7-0. Punt on the way when you come back for the state championship action on 105.5 KD Country.
Man, it's cold in here. What's wrong with your heater?
Well, it used to work pretty good.
Back in the 90s, just call Select Air and get it fixed.
Oh, it'll probably cost a lot of money.
No, it won't, because Donnie will give you a fair price and get it done right the first time.
Maybe I'll call Select Air tomorrow.
No, you will call Select Air today, because it's freezing in here.
Select Air, 841-1580. 841-1580. Online at selectair.webs.com. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
State championship Saturday from Salem. Altavista Colonels hold a 7-0 lead. Thornhill to Michi Maulback touchdown pass is the only scoring we've had so far today, and the Colonels' defense has been very good. 2 turnovers. Here comes the punt from Essex. It's not a very long one. Hangs up high. Colonels have got to be careful to get away from it. It lands on about the 40-yard line. It'll bounce all the way to the 47, but the Colonels going to take over in Essex territory again, Oscar, as the Trojans just not able to get off a very good punt right there.
No, 22-yard punt, and got a little bit of roll out of it. But the Colonels, you're right, they're taking over in great field position again. With 7:03, Colonels leading 7-0.
Talked about the knack that the Colonels' defense had for stopping other people's momentum. It looked like Essex was gaining momentum because of what they did to stop Altavista. Colonels' defense just comes in and shuts them down. Back-to-back tackles for loss. And now the Colonels take over again. The defense has been outstanding all year. Outstanding so far in this one. Thornhill going to turn, give it to Destin Brown. Brown got tripped up, had a decent hold there, but he's going to fall forward after about a 3-yard pickup. Again, the blocking was sound that time up front. Somebody just got a hold of Destin's ankle and dropped him to the turf. 2nd and 7 on the way. 7-0 lead, 6:45 to play now in the Apple Market second quarter.
Colonel's got a favorable spot on that. You said gain of 3.
Shotgun formation again. Dante Poindexter is in the backfield as a blocking back. He sets up right behind the left guard. Clydell Moon now right behind Juan Thornhill. They'll turn. They'll give it to Moon. Moon trying to sift his way through the D-line. Not much there. Might have picked up a yard. Just got stacked up behind his own lineman as the defensive line from Essex really clogging holes up front on that play. They actually give him a pretty good spot there, too, Oscar. It's about a full 1.5 yard gain. It'll make it 3rd and 5 now for the Colonels.
Yeah, he didn't give it about a yard. That's a good spot. Claudel hadn't been able to get loose yet. Really, none of the Colonels have. Juan's had a couple of decent runs, but great job by Essex here.
Yeah, not the big breakaway runs that we're used to from the Colonels. 2 backs, 1 to each side now of Juan Thornhill. Middle of the field, they're going to snap this ball from the 42-yard line. Juan taking his time. Passing play, protection is there. He's looking for Moon over the middle. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He's got a bead on the first down marker. He's cut down with a great tackle, but Juan did get enough for the first down. Dropped on the 37-yard line. They're actually going to spot it more like on the 36. That'll be enough to move the chains. Smart play by Juan Thornhill, Oscar, because he was looking pass first. When the pass options were not there, that's when he pulled it down and took off on the run.
That play was designed to go to the pass on the right with Demetrius coming across the middle. As he started to roll left, he had a mismatch over here. It was 2-on-1. He had Navy and Michie both wide open, but he was running for his life. Got the first down.
Thornhill always making the smart decisions, whether it's passing, running, or maybe it's those plays like that one that start out as a passing play and then develop into a running play. 2 wide receivers to each side for the Colonels. Clydell Moon directly behind Juan Thornhill. Here comes Navy Jones motioning through the formation to the right. Option play to the right. They pitch it to Moon. Moon's got some room. Decent blocking. Now he's stopped, but he gets back up. Boy, knee must have never hit the ground. Good second effort by Clydell Moon there. It should have been a loss of about 2, but Clyde manages to turn it into a 1-yard gain there, just being nimble on his feet. I guess the knee never hit the ground.
Knee never did hit the ground, and he was able to get that arm down and keep it from going, and he continued to drive his legs and dove for an extra really 2 or 3 yards to pick up that 1-yard pickup.
Blocking was solid on the right side that time initially. McLeese and Robinson over there on the right.
But great pursuit by Essex. This team is very similar to Altavista. The same speed, same type power, well scouted, and they've executed well against this Colonels offense.
Yeah, their defense really flies around. Even if the hole is blocked good initially by the Colonels, somebody's coming for Essex. Design quarterback run. Thornhill going to go to the left. Not a whole lot there as he is tracked down. Got it outside the hash marks and almost to the numbers, but never could turn the corner. Call it a 2 or 3 yard gain there for Thornhill, but it'll bring up 3rd and 6 now. 4:05 to play in the first half. The Apple Market second quarter. 7-0 lead for the Altavista Colonels. Subway halftime show going to be a lot of fun, of course.
Essex has done a good job of stopping the Colonel run. You got to believe at some point the Colonels are going to try to loosen it up a little bit. 3rd and a long 5 here, maybe an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, you're right. Colonels have not thrown a lot of passes. They've called some passing plays that turned into runs. They're going to pass here. Juan rolling out to the right, looking downfield, going to throw it over the middle. He's got Maul back, but the pass hung up there. Michie tried to battle for it. It gets knocked down, incomplete. Maulback was open, but the pass floated, and that allowed the Essex D secondary to converge. This is going to make it 4th and 6. Colonels are on the Essex 32, so no need in punting right here. And it's probably too long to try a walk-around field goal. Offense is going to stay out there. Oscar, what do you think on this play?
No, I think you have to. I think it's. I'd like to see him run that little rollout option where Juan has the option to either throw the ball or take it and run it. You need 6. The way the Colonels' defense has been playing, I don't have any reservations about them not punting. Worse, if you punt, it could go in the end zone. You're only picking up about 13 yards.
Right. Yeah, offense definitely staying on the field here. 3 wide receivers to the right. Darius Johnson is the lone receiver to the left. They fake the handoff. Thornhill looking right to pass. He throws it. He's got Demetrius Johnson on the catch, but he just lost it. Looked like he might have turned to run a little too quickly without securing the football. Pass incomplete. And the Essex Trojans get a 4th down stop. They'll take over on the turnover on downs. Thornhill really threw a strike. And again, it is slippery out there. It's not raining or sleeting right now, but there is a lot of moisture in the air still. Maybe that affected that play a little bit some.
Well, it's the same story that we've seen with Demetrius a couple times this year. He didn't do it in the Hayside game with his touchdown pass, but he definitely turned his head and tried to run before he tucked that ball away.
Well, and the defenders were coming too, so that provided some pressure as well. Demetrius maybe just, again, didn't secure the catch enough. I think the slippery conditions probably had something to do with it. Demetrius has made a ton of good plays this year, offensively and defensively. And a couple big touchdown catches, blitzing the linebacker. Screen play here from Essex. Essex has got the completion and got some room to run. Across the 40, now across the 50. He's finally run down on the quick screen play there. It's number 4, DeAndre Baylor with the catch, and about a 15-yard gain afterwards.
Yeah, that's a pickup of 20, Kyle. And what do you do when you have a team that blitzes? You throw the screen. Well-designed play. Great coaching adjustment there by Essex.
Yeah, you're right. Really good play call from Coach John Folks and his staff. He knew that Altavista was blitzing those linebackers quite a bit. They caught him in a blitz right there, and the screen play ends up working out. He was finally brought down by Navy Jones. 1st and 10. Essex finally in Altavista territory. Running play, they give it to Baylor. Baylor will get shut down, though, by Destin Brown. My goodness, Destin Brown with a great solo tackle. Hit him around the shoulder pads, and Baylor was going nowhere after that. Loss of 2 on the play. Another tackle for a loss by Destin Brown.
Boy, what a play by Dustin. What a play by Dustin. He shut that down immediately.
He read it all the way. Nobody was able to block Mr. Brown, and I'm telling you, once Brown got his hands on Baylor, Baylor wasn't going anywhere. 2.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Altavista might not get the football back the way the time is running down here. They do have a 7-0 lead.
And they do have 2 timeouts left. You got to believe if they get into a situation where this is a 3rd and long, that they may utilize one of those timeouts.
Well, speaking of time, Essex took a while to get that play in, and the flag comes out. Delay of game penalty on the Trojans. That'll back them up. We saw Altavista get flagged for one of those earlier today. And that's the first time Essex has been whistled for the delay of game. It'll make it 2nd and 17. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Colonels lead by 7. And you're right, they could utilize these timeouts maybe to save themselves some time in this first half.
Of course, the delay of game, the clock is stopped until the snap.
Shotgun formation again. 2 wings to either side for Brodus, who is the outstanding quarterback for Essex. And 2 wideouts to each side as well. Colonels look like they're in that 4-3 defense again, so a little bit of the adjustment. They've gone to the 3-3 some. They've gone to the 4-3. Busted play here. Brodus is going to have to take off and run for it. He manages to find a little seam there, ran right by Moon, and gets it across the 50, back to the original line of scrimmage. Dante Poindexter, Michi Malback combining on the tackle that time for the Colonels.
And that will bring up 3rd, and we'll call it 10 or maybe even 11, Kyle. And 152, 151, the clock continues to run. If you remember, last week at Hayside scored with about a minute and a half left, and the Colonels were able to get the ball back and march down the field. You got to hope for a Colonel stop here.
Colonel's defense has been lights out all game. It's a little bit more than 10 yards. We'll call it 3rd and 11. 1:34 to play now in the first half. Brodus wants the pass, looking over the middle. Ball floats. It's incomplete. Great breakup by Mr. Juan Thornhill. He didn't make a lot of contact with the receiver, but just enough to knock that ball away, and it'll bring up 4th and 11. Essex probably going to have to punt. And even better, the clock stops on the incomplete pass, Oscar.
That was a well-thrown ball by Brodus, and the pattern was great, too. Juan just closed and did a classic, coming from the backside, used his right arm to knock the ball down. No contact until the time the ball got there. Great play by Juan Thornhill.
Excellent stuff there, and the pressure was enough from the Altavista defense that made Brodus have to get rid of that football. Boy, Essex looked like they weren't set on the punt play. They do kick it away, and it's a decent one. Going to land on the 35-yard line. Michi Malbeck will get away from it. Didn't have any blockers. Takes a good Essex roll, and it'll get down on the 11-yard line. So Colonels, by far, Oscar, their worst starting field position for a drive this game. 1:15 to play in the first half. Colonels with the 7-0 lead. Could make an attempt here to be aggressive, but you really couldn't fault the Colonels for being conservative, especially because of the field position and not a lot of time on the clock.
Well, there isn't a lot of time, but the thing is you have to be careful is that Essex still has 2 timeouts. They can stop the clock. Colonels can't just take a knee. They've got to try to gain some yardage here and get another first down.
I thought that Essex took a timeout in the first quarter as well, but you're right. The scoreboard definitely says 2. Not that couldn't be mistaken, but they did just take a timeout right before that third down play. Juan Thornhill going to roll to his left and wants to pass. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Got to be careful. He's got his feet in the end zone now. Throws it away. Complete to Darius Johnson. Johnson caught on the 16. Spin move. He's across the 20. Now across the 30. Darius Johnson still on his feet going left sideline. What a big time play right there. Juan Thornhill looked like he was in trouble. He found Darius Johnson waiting, and then Darius with some moves after the catch, Oscar. The spin move, shrugged off another tackler. Big time pickup right there for the Colonels. Gets it all the way out to the 44-yard line.
1 minute remaining. Of course, the clock stops. 3 set to change. And you talk about Juan looked like he's in trouble. Juan was in trouble. He was in his own end zone with pressure closing in. He did a little 360 move, was able to get away from the defender and
Timeout by the Altavista Colonels after the 33-yard pass play from Thornhill to Darius Johnson. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. 1 minute to play in the first half. When you come back, Colonels lead 7-0 on 105.5 KD Country.
I'm Todd Hall, president of First National Bank. For over 100 years, we have proudly served our customers in Central Virginia, and we're excited about continuing to provide financial solutions into the future. At First National Bank, our focus is on you, the customer, and delivering a very high level of service is our top priority. In fact, our employees are empowered to make decisions that provide you an extraordinary customer experience. So stop in one of our 8 local branches and give us a try. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Quick timeout as we come back. Thornhill wants to pass, looking deep. Flushed out of the pocket, still looking deep. Got some more time to throw. Now he throws it short. 10-yard pickup, and I think it's completed. It's Michi Malbeck over there. What a grab. Michi had to go down to the turf to snag that low pass. And, boy, Juan Thornhill buying himself a lot of time back there in the backfield, Oscar, as he just kept working his way to that sideline. Essex never really put full pressure on him, and Juan was able to find Michi along the right sideline.
And it looked like he was able to get out of bounds on that play.
42 seconds here. They do start the clock back up, so Michi did not get out of bounds. Colonels actually did not take a timeout. Officials called that timeout earlier. That's why we came back quickly. It is 1st and 10 now. 33 seconds left. Thornhill rolling to his left. Going to turn it back up the middle. And now he's going to run out to his right, looking deep downfield. He's got 2 guys there. Malbeck and Demetrius battled themselves for it, and Michi came down with the pass. Patterns weren't exactly on the same page there, but it doesn't matter as Michi ends up just taking it away from Demetrius.
As the play broke down, both players found an open pocket. It just happened to be the same open pocket.
Right.
And, great job by Juan. And there have been people that have questioned Juan's throwing ability. That thing was a dart.
Absolutely.
Down to the 20-yard line.
Juan escaping the pressure, first to his left, then back to his right, throws the fastball, and it's caught by Michi Malbeck. Timeout on the field, and this time it is a timeout by the Altavista Colonels, so we'll take it with them. 15 seconds left. Colonels are knocking on the door. They'll have 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line when you come back on 105.5 KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
7-0 Colonel lead. Apple Market second quarter drawing to a close very quickly. 15 seconds left. Colonels have one more timeout, so you got to figure they got at least 2 plays, Oscar, but they're still 20 yards away from the end zone. They are on the Essex 20-yard line, so they're in the red zone, but obviously time is against the Colonels right now.
As you alluded to, 15 seconds, Colonels leading 7-0, and they've had a couple opportunities.
1 tight end, 3 receivers to the left. Thornhill going to roll that way. Looking deep, flushed out of the pocket again. Juan will get chased out. He could turn and run this if he wants to. He's going to throw over the middle. Intercepted. Essex has got the interception. They're returning it. They're going to cut it to the right sideline and get run out of bounds with 1 second left. Navy Jones ran him out. Juan Thornhill trying to make something happen. Looked like he might have forced the pass a little bit, but good defense from the Trojans as they really did force Juan's hand. And they're actually going to wipe that 1 second off the clock, and it looks like both teams are going to go to the locker room. Let's wait for something official. There's the signal from the referee, so no time left on the clock in the first half. Colonels have really outplayed the Essex Trojans in that first half, but they've only got a 7-0 lead to show for it. Subway halftime show on the way when we get back on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
This holiday season, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant reminds you that Christmas in other climates may be different as far as the weather is concerned, but the spirit of Christmas knows no boundaries. From El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, here's a toast to Christmas. May the ideal of our holiday wrap the world in kindness, goodwill, and a sincere reverence. Feliz Navidad from everyone at El Cazador Mexican Restaurants in Altavista and Bedford. Thanks for your patronage this past year. Closed December 24th and 25th.
Chef's Drive-In is a proud supporter of Altavista High School athletics. And after a great game, stop by Chef's Drive-In at 1101 Main Street in Altavista for the best food around. The next time you're hungry, there's no other place to go. Give Chef's Drive-In a try today. When it comes to ham biscuits, hamburgers, hot dogs, or fries, Chef's Drive-In can't be beat. And if you want the best milkshakes in town, you've got to give Chef's a try. Chef's Drive-In, Main Street in Altavista across from CVS. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
State Championship Saturday. It is the Group A State Championship game. Mr. Oscar Briggs, I am Kyle Haney. And the Colonels have a 7-0 lead. You and I talked about it a few times. I mentioned it when we went to the break. Exciting first half of football, first off. Let me say that. But the Colonels really outplayed Essex. Just the 7-0 lead to show for it. Colonels missed some opportunities, but you got to really tip your cap to the Trojans there. They had it back to the wall a lot, and they really responded. You know, honestly, Altavista could be up, by more than just the one touchdown. They could be up 2 or 3 scores right now.
They certainly could be up 2, as they had first and goal in the second quarter, first and goal from inside the 1-yard line, and then they had a penalty, and then they sacked one, and then the field goal was missed, or it may have been blocked.
It may have been,
it was a lot of contact, but a well-played game. We talk about the highly touted offenses from both of these teams. Both defenses have played unbelievably well, and Essex looks a lot like Altavista. They fly to the ball, they cover well, a ton of athletes. This has been a very, very entertaining game.
Well, yeah, everybody said offense, offense, offense. You look at the amount of points these teams had coming in. Sort of like the Dan River game. When you got great athletes, it's easier for the defense to run to the football. These games, when you have two great teams, a lot of times end up being defensive struggles just because all those same guys that score the touchdowns are playing defense, too. I mean, Essex is the same way as Altavista. And you think about the Colonels' defense, not just today, but all year. Man, they have really done a number on people today, no exception. They're pitching the shutout right now. I don't know if you can really pinpoint anything the Colonels' D has done wrong. You could say the offense has sputtered a little bit, but, man, you've got to be in love with the way the Altavista defense is playing.
Well, the offense has sputtered, but I think you got to credit that to Essex. Essex has come in with a very good game plan. They're stopping the run. They're making Juan throw the ball. They've had good coverage on the routes. Most of the completions have been on breakdowns after Juan scrambled and gotten out of the pocket, and the Colonels have made very, very good adjustments getting to the ball. You can't fault either team for the way they're playing. When you look at the Colonels' side defensively, we've called Dante Poindexter, we've called Destin Brown, we've called Juan Thornhill, we've called Demetrius, we've called Darius, Casey McLeese. It's been a great team effort on the defensive side of the ball.
It has. Michi Malbeck, too. Really
Michi,
plays.
Absolutely. I meant to name him first because he's probably made more plays. He and Dustin have made more plays than anybody today.
Yeah, I agree. Those two guys are really doing a number out there. And, of course, Michi Malbeck pulled in the only points for the Altavista Colonels on the touchdown pass from Juan Thornhill. Walker Allen, extra point was good. This is the Subway halftime show, Subway Eat Fresh. Two fantastic locations there in Altavista, Main Street, and also in the Walmart on the Clarion Road. And, you're always going to get what you want at Subway. December, Customer Appreciation Month, like we said. You can get the cheap 6-inch subs. I say cheap, inexpensive. They're not cheap in any way. That's not the right term to use because it's high-quality stuff. And we'll take another time out here on the Subway halftime show, give a bunch of thank yous, and we'll mention our sponsors because we with our technical difficulties, we ran out of a little bit of time. But we'll definitely do some of that stuff. We could not do it without them, and we'll also send out a bunch of shout-outs and thank yous to a bunch of other people as well. Colonels with the 7-0 lead, state championship game. See if they can hold on the second half. Subway halftime show on the way when you come back on 105.5 KD Country.
105.5 KD Country, WKDE, Altavista, Lynchburg, your home for award-winning high school football.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
We're here because we care.
When you need gas or hungry for the best fried chicken around, One Stop Mart is your one-stop shop. Congratulations, Altavista Colonels, on a great season and making it to the football playoffs. Remember, One Stop Mart has all your convenience items, gas, beverages, and deli specials with home-cooked food, fast and hometown service. One Stop Mart, Main Street, Altavista. Go Colonels!
From small to tall, Highview Motors GMC has it all. Highview Motors GMC, an authorized GMC team with fantastic pricing. Highview Motors Collision Repair and Body, bringing back the shine with top-notch frame and unibody repair. PPG Paint, 24-hour towing, working hard to earn your business. Highview Motors GMC, Main Street, Altavista.
Small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors GMC.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show continues from Salem Stadium here, Willis White Field, and of course the Division III National Championship next week, Oscar. They're all setting up for that. The Stag Bowl, traditionally played here in Salem, and they always do a great job. Doing a great job here today, and we talked about the weather. Field turf gets a little bit slippery, but certainly nothing like last week at Hayside. This is a different kind of football in this field turf.
Well, it is, and both of these teams are speed teams. So, again, it's been a steady. We started off with sleet and a little bit of snow mixed in. It's been a steady, cold rain since midway through the first quarter. Affected the passing game a little bit, maybe, but neither team has really tried to establish the run, which is kind of surprising. The Colonels early tried to, but Essex had no part of it. They were scouted. They've scouted the Colonels. They've looked at the game film. They know what the plan is. They know that Dustin Brown, Clydell Moon, and Juan can hurt you on the ground. They've done a great job of stopping that.
Yeah, Colonels D, again, has really done that all year. I mean, you think back at that Dan River game. They shut down Dan River and made them one-dimensional. Same way against Franklin. Same way last week against Hayside. Colonels against the run have been outstanding. Some people that are always outstanding, Oscar, our sponsors, and really – we didn't mention them. It's not that we forgot, but our technical difficulties sort of made us go to Plan B there in the Subway pregame show. So we got to talk about our sponsors here. We really, again, could not do it without these people. Chef's Drive-In, keeping Altavista alive with hometown pride and service. One Stop Mart, your one stop for food, gas, and beverages. Highview Motors, from small to tall, Highview has it all. David W. Shreve, when life happens, turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced and licensed attorney. Perkins Twin Tire and Auto Service, your Michelin tire store in Altavista. Apple Markets, serving you from 3 locations in Altavista. Gateway, Main Street, and Riverside. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, best deals on wheels. Select Air, give Donnie a call today at 841-1580. First National Bank, focused on providing extraordinary customer experience. English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. Fellers Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, the happiest place in town. English is your complete home center and headquarters for Davis Paint. And Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, a family serving families since 1905. And Oscar, what you got for us?
Well, you mentioned those sponsors, and they've been with us all year, and we want to thank them so much. And those people that have been faithful and listened to the broadcast on KD Country, when you go in and you support those people that have sponsored them, let them know that you listened and you appreciate them, and show your appreciation by shopping in Altavista, using these sponsors when you can, and again, let them know that you appreciate their support of those Colonels in the community.
Well, that's a great point. I mean, the more you can keep it local, the better, particularly in Altavista, just because this is a town that really rallies around each other. I mean, we saw that in basketball last year, not just with the guys who won the state championship, but with the ladies as well, who got all the way to the state championship game. Anything, whether it's a sporting event, whether it's an activity, whether it's stuff like the town parade. I mean, this is a town that really gets behind each other, and you're right, that is important to go in there and tell those sponsors how much it means to you that they are sponsoring the broadcast and letting the young men out there have a chance to be on the radio and get the exposure, and not just with the Colonels. I mean, we know that we've got plenty of fans from other teams that when they play Altavista, they tune in, whether they can get to the game, where they can't get to the game on 105.5 or kdcountry.com. And of course, we should mention, if you ever listen online at kdcountry.com, you can thank Walmart on the Clarion Road in Altavista for that. If you ever go back and listen on YouTube, well, you got to thank Fellers Chevrolet. A short drive will save you money. And yeah, I mean, our sponsors, whether it's guys like Greg Walker at Fellers, Robert Duff at Subway, Todd Hall and Sean Stone at First National Bank, Donnie Bryan at Select Air, Stephen at El Cazador. I'm sure I'm leaving some people out. I tried to make a list. Rob Finch at Finch and Finch. I mean, all those guys. You couldn't do it without them.
You don't want to have to go see Rob Finch.
Well, good point.
But know that during the time of need, when you do need those services, if they show that with compassion, make sure that the family is as comfortable as can possibly be during that situation. They do an outstanding job.
Well, and that's a great point. It's families serving families. That's their slogan. That's something that obviously you and I can attest to as well at KD Country. But, yeah, you know, Rob's dad and, of course, Trey Finch over there now, always an outstanding job. And that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. Other people we need to thank, Mr. Briggs. Got to thank Eleanor Haney back at the studio. She's doing an outstanding job, as always. And, of course, we need to thank Mr. Nick Bailey again, who was our go-to guy there for the first two-thirds of the year, I guess. And then Nick got another opportunity, which we're very happy about. And I know he listens and tunes in every now and then still, whether it's live or whether it's on the YouTube. Executive producers, Dave Haney and Eleanor Haney, or Dave Haney and Elizabeth Haney. I already said Eleanor Haney. But the executive producers, Dave and Elizabeth, couldn't do it without them as well. And, of course, everybody at Altavista High School, whether it's Principal Ty Gafford, Athletic Director Dean Hubbard, they make our job very easy. Got to send a shout-out to our buddies Jimmy Mundy and Andy McCracken there, as they always keep everything exciting up in the press box, and they're good friends of ours as well. Mike Sharness and his whole staff. I mean, Coach Sharness really, anything we've ever needed, rolls out the red carpet for us. I stopped by practice a few times. And Coach Sharness is really couldn't be any better to work with as far as that goes. And Altavista High School in general, you can say the same.
Whether it be Dean Hubbard, Ty Gafford, they've given us pretty much full access to this program. And they do so in just about all the sports. Right. Very forthcoming with any information that they have. And, again, full access. If we want to watch a practice, we're allowed. They just do a great job with that program. Awful proud of what Altavista High School's done. And this is the second fall sport final that the Colonels have been involved in. Of course, they made it to the finals in volleyball. And here we are in Salem with the Colonels up 7-0 at half. We've got about 2.5 minutes left here at halftime before the teams come out, and they'll let them go through an additional 3-minute warm-up again. But again, Colonels lead 7-0 here at halftime.
And a good time to step aside again on the Subway halftime show. Another timeout. We'll come back, wrap it all up, and give you the second half. See if the Colonels can hang on for that state championship. Do not turn away. You're listening to it all on 105.5 KD Country.
Next time you need tires for your car, don't compromise. Michelin passenger tires strive to deliver an outstanding safety, long tread life, and excellent fuel efficiency. Plus, they're famous for delivering a quiet, comfortable ride and precision handling to help optimal safety for you and your passengers. Outfit your car with tires that deliver everything. Ask about Michelin tires. Perkins Twin Tire has the right set of Michelin tires for whatever you drive. See Perkins Twin Tire today, Main Street in Altavista. Specific performance may vary by tire model.
This week's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. 8-piece fried chicken box, only $6.99 from 4 to 8 every day. Warm up with any size coffee or cappuccino for just 99 cents. Country sausage biscuit, also 99 cents. 2-liter Pepsi or Coke, 2 for $3. Mrs. Freshly's Honey Buns, buy one, get one free at Apple Market locations, Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. Pick up an Apple Market gift certificate. They make great stocking stuffers.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for over 30-plus years. A free consultation for personal injury cases. Call today, 369-6621. That's 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels football team, and good luck. Go Colonels. David W. Shreve, located on 7th Street in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show wrapping up here. Colonels with the 7-0 lead. I'm Kyle Haney. This is Oscar Briggs. You're hearing it all on 105.5 KD Country, or, of course, at kdcountry.com. And, Oscar, I thought about somebody else we got to give a shout-out to and a word of thanks. Lori Johnson back at the station. Always does a lot of behind-the-scenes work. And one of the few people that can say she logs more miles in a week on the road than you and Bob Alvis. I mean, the three of y'all need to start a KD Country running club. That's really what you need to do.
Yeah, and Kyle, that's a great point too. But let me run down some stats here from the first half real quick. Altavista with 59 yards on the ground, 85 through the air. Great job by Essex for a total of 144. Great job by Essex of really stopping that Altavista run attack. On the other hand, Essex has got 43 on the ground, 33 through the air for a total of 76. So the Colonels have almost doubled up in yardage, which really isn't a surprise. Colonels with 25 yards worth of penalty. I'm showing Essex with only 5. Altavista with 1 turnover. Of course, that was the last play of the half, interception that Thornhill threw. Essex with 2 turnovers early that really set the tone for Altavista to be able to score their 1 touchdown. If you're an Altavista fan, you got to be a little concerned that they've had a couple of opportunities that they didn't get the ball in the end zone. You're only leading by 1 possession, and we know that this Essex team can strike quickly.
Absolutely. This is a team that 1 possession lead, probably not going to be enough, although with the way the Altavista Colonel defense is playing, never say never, of course. But you're right. If you're a Colonel fan, probably a little disappointed. Altavista had it inside the 5-yard line a couple times and could not come away with points. But, as we both pointed out, got to credit Essex defense for a lot of that as well. Colonels do get the ball to start the second half here. Both teams are completing their warm-ups there at the end of halftime, and it looks like both teams are set here for the last half, the second half of the state championship game.
And it's gut check time. This is what all the weightlifting that started last year at the end of the season, this is where all the weightlifting, the conditioning in August, this is where it all pays off. Yeah, who's going to be more conditioned? Who's going to be more disciplined? And who's going to adapt to the elements more? It continues to rain. It is a steady, steady, cold rain. Not heavy raindrops, but again, it's steady. So we should see a very, very good second half. If it's as well played as the first, we're in for a good one.
Everybody's been in for a treat all day here, and I think you're right. Second half is promising to be much of the same. Sleet has pretty much turned over to rain. It was sleeting on Oscar and I while we were outside waiting to get in. Pretty much just rain now, but that doesn't mean it's not cold, as there is a breeze. It's making it have a little bite to it out here. Feels like winter time already. And, of course, we are halfway through December. It's hard to believe these teams start practice in August when it's 95-plus with humidity. Things have changed here, but that's one of the great features about living in Virginia. Get to go through all the seasons just in one football season.
Looks like the wind is blowing our right to left, and the Colonels will be going right to left here in the third quarter.
Yep, Essex lining up to kick off. They're a bit of an angle, like maybe they want to kick it short. It's number 22 doing the honors, Leo Ayala, not to be confused with Domingo Ayala. Here comes a short kick, not an onside kick, but it is short. Clyde Elmoon's going to pick it up and return it. He's across the 45. Wow, lowers the boom against the kicker. He dropped the kicker like a bad habit and just ran it across the 50-yard line. Clyde Moon, no gliding on that one. That's just hard running, lowering the boom in the shoulder out there.
Yeah, come out. It was obvious that Essex was going to try an onside kick. Gave the Colonels great field position, but, I'm sure their philosophy is the same that Altavista has been in that similar situation, is that they've been able to stop the Colonels just about any time they've needed to.
True. Short kick there. And, wow, Clyde, just looked like he might have thought about just falling on it, but he scooped it up like a shortstop, took off to his right. The kicker got in his way, and Clyde never really flinched. Shotgun formation again for the Colonels. 2 receivers to each side. They'll snap it from their own 49-yard line. Juan rolling out. Quick strike pass. Hits Demetrius' hands and falls incomplete. Juan got it out there quick. That was the fastball again. Thornhill with good blocking. Had plenty of time to throw that ball in the run.
Nicely designed play.
Yeah.
Demetrius was open on the sideline. As you alluded to, Juan did throw the fastball to him.
Rainy out here, and it's cold. Obviously, the cold doesn't make it any easier to catch that football. And when it's coming in there at about 89 miles an hour, if it were an equivalent to a fastball, not easy to handle sometimes. Thornhill threw an interception to end the first half, but it didn't end up burning the Colonels. Colonels have 1 interception of their own and 1 fumble recovery. Here comes a shotgun snap. Juan with the delay, looking up the middle. Now he wants to look to his right, throws. He's got Michi over the middle. Ball falls incomplete, or did Essex intercept it? Ball hit the ground. They say it's incomplete. It was out of Michi's grasp. Ended up close to number 14, Trey Jones there. But that ball hit the turf, and it goes incomplete. It brings up 3rd down now.
Yeah, and the Colonels have come out here, very first 2 plays, throwing the ball. Obviously, they're a little bit concerned about being able to run the ball against Essex.
Yeah, you're right. Normally, Altavista loves to establish the run, and they have run the ball more than Essex, but I think we both said it, that they haven't run the ball as much as they normally do.
And this play's taking some time to get called from Coach Sharness over they got to be worried about the 25-second clock. The ball was put in play a good bit ago.
You're right. Juan hustling over to the sideline. Now he's ready to go. A little bit of a low snap, but Juan picks it up. He's rolling to his right to throw again. Now he's going to take off and run right up the hash mark. Juan across the 50 and across the 45, close to the first down marker. He does have enough as he stretches it across the 41-yard line. Fresh set of downs to the Altavista Colonels, and how about that by Juan Thornhill? He was taking it outside, looked like he wanted to hit the sideline, then he turned it right up that seam and got 11 yards in a big hurry.
All these plays are coverage plays. Altavista receivers during their normal routes have not been able to get open. Great job by this Essex secondary.
They really are doing a number on the Altavista receivers, and you said it. When the Colonels have completed a lot of their passes, it's been on scrambling plays from Juan Thornhill. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 back right behind Juan Thornhill. That's Clyde Moon. They give it to him right up the gut. Big hole there initially, but it's closed down as Moon is hit hard by Sterling Hammond. Hammond drops him. Solid pickup there, though, on first down for Moon and the Colonels. Call this a 4.5-yard gain. 11:02 to play in the Apple Market third quarter.
And that's a name we hadn't heard called, Sterling Hammond. Yep. Sterling Hammond is being looked at by such small-town schools as small Division I schools, Florida State, Miami, schools of that nature. So we expected to see him prominent in this game, but we haven't called his name much in this game so far.
Oscar Briggs, the master of understatement. Colonel still have the football, 10:40 to play. Quick screen pass to Michi Malbeck. Malbeck going up the right sideline, enough for a first down. He's chased out of bounds across the 31-yard line, now to the 29. Good pickup there on the quick strike pass. And that's one of those high-percentage passes that we haven't seen the Colonels throw many of those today either, Oscar. Just a short, quick screen. Juan just catches it and releases it almost all in the same motion.
He's had a couple that Demetrius on those set plays that Demetrius was just not able to hang on to the ball. But, boy, Michi showed great hands here today.
Yep, Donovan Montague in the game at a tight end. He's on the left side. Here comes the passing. Here comes a first down play on a running play. Destin Brown thrown forward. He was trying to follow the blocking of Donovan Montague on that left side. Short pickup. He got it to the middle of the field. They're going to spot this ball at the 26-yard line. So it's actually a pretty solid game. 3 yards there. 10:20 to play in the third quarter. Colonels still lead 7-0. They scored on a first-quarter touchdown pass from Thornhill to Malbeck.
Of course, Essex with the onside kick. Colonels took over at the 50-yard line, picked up a couple of first downs. Like you said, 2nd and 7. Colonels getting close to the red zone.
Really best drive the Colonels have put together in a while, Oscar, here. This series of events. Thornhill going to go up the middle. Following Destin Brown, not much there as he's stuffed up by the D-line. Tackling on the play that time was Peyton Brooks, number 56. Solo grab on Juan Thornhill.
They're going to give him a spot, 2-yard gain, I think.
Yeah.
Brings up third, and we'll call it long 4.
Yeah, Colonels are going to snap this ball.
And you got to believe from right here, Colonels are obviously in 4-down territory.
Agreed. They're going to snap this one from the 24-yard line. Got to get all the way to the 19. Actually, it's more like the 23-yard line. 9.5 minutes to play in the Apple Market third quarter. Passing play. Thornhill looks to his right, now flushed out of the pocket. Running to the sidelines. Got to get rid of it. He can't get rid of it. Yes, he can. He does throw it out of bounds. Juan Thornhill looked like he was going to take the sack there. He held on to it initially, then he put it up again and threw it out of bounds. Smart play, and Malbeck was close enough to where it wasn't an intentional grounding situation.
Yeah, Michi actually elevated and was able to get his hand on it. He wouldn't be able to come down in bounds, but that was a great play by Juan. He was going to take about a 15-yard loss on that. So that brings up 4th down and 4 from the 24-yard line.
And that's the thing about Juan Thornhill that makes him so great. Even if he's not gaining yards, he's not losing yards. You got to look at the yards saved on that play. Now it's 4th and 4.5 as opposed to 4th and about 14 or 15 like it would have been.
Haven't seen the option play where Juan and Dustin sweep right. I'd like to see that on this play, but that's just me.
Good point. 2 receivers to that right side, 1 tight end to the left side. Destin is right behind Juan Thornhill. Hard snap count, and the flags come out. Essex sideline is clapping, so it may be on Altavista. Yeah, it is. It's a delay of game. It was not a false start. It was a delay of game. I thought the Colonels got that one off in plenty of time, but obviously the officials disagree with my assessment. 4th and 10 now will be the yardage. Colonels still have to get to that 19-yard line for a fresh set of downs. And remember, it is 4th down. First drive the Altavista Colonels have had in this second half.
And that obviously changes the play call.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. I think it may be back to that run-pass option from Thornhill again. Maybe you roll them out to the right of the left side, looking pass first, and then run second. Maybe Montague still in the game at a tight end. Destin Brown sets up shop right behind Juan Thornhill, number 11, the junior quarterback of the Altavista Colonels, barking out the snap count. Fakes the run. It is a passing play. He will get flushed out of the pocket. Thornhill still with some time to throw. He does throw. Right sideline. Michi Malbeck caught it. Did he get in bounds? And they say no. They say incomplete. Wow. Had to wait a second for the signal. Michi caught it, but could not get a foot in bounds. That is one of those plays, Oscar, if you had replay, you'd certainly take a look at. Don't have that luxury here. Got to tip your hat off to Michi Malbeck. He's made some incredible catches today, just can't get a foot in bounds on some of them.
You got to take your hat off to the Essex defense, too. Again, a situation where they bent. Altavista was able to get a couple of first downs. Lo and behold, come away with no points again.
Wow. Bend but don't break defense that time for the Trojans. Let's see what kind of adjustments they've made in their locker room at halftime. Looks like they're going to go with 2 tight ends this drive, at least on this play anyway. 9:05 to go when Essex takes over, middle of the field from their own 29-yard line, and they're taking a long time to get their football play in.
And with the 2 tight ends, it tightens up that secondary for the Colonels. So
yes, it does.
Puts them one-on-one.
Passing play on first down. Brodus wants to throw. Swings it out left sideline. Passes high and incomplete. Actually hit the first down stick over there. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Good defense from the Colonels as they chased Brodus out of the pocket. Made him get rid of that ball, I think, in a way he didn't exactly intend to.
And that's been the constant, too. The Colonels have not given him time to set up and throw. Again, setting up with that 2 tight ends, it leaves both wide receivers in a one-on-one situation. They tried to exploit it that time. And on the corners, you got Navy Jones and Michi Malbeck, 2 of the better athletes here at Altavista High School.
Same formation, 2 tights to each side. Running play this time. They try right tackle. Destin Brown on the stop. He gets some help that time by Darius Johnson. Brown just held on for dear life. It'll go down as a 5-yard gain.
Boy, and Destin,
4-yard gain.
Yeah, Destin corralled him, and Johnson came in and cleaned him up.
Yeah. Give DeAndre Baylor, the ball carrier, that time some credit. He did keep his feet going. It's not many guys that will get any forward progress after Destin hits you, but he did manage to drive Destin back for about a yard. Same formation, 2 tight ends to each side, 2 receivers to each side. Running back is to the left for Dominic Brodus. Passing play, fakes the run, swings it out quickly. It's complete to the tight end. He's hit hard and dropped by Michi Malbeck, but he's close to that first down marker. He does have enough, stopped on the 41-yard line. Completed there to DeJure Ashlock. Give Malbeck credit for another stop. Boy, Michi, by far the most tackles he's had in one football game. He's everywhere today, Oscar.
Looks like they've made a nice adjustment against the Colonels being able to blitz.
Yeah, and you said it. It puts those receivers, the wide receivers, one-on-one with those cornerbacks. And it gives those tight ends some room to release all over the field, whether it's in the middle or outside. Shotgun snap again. They hand it to Baylor. Again, Baylor going to try left side. He's got some room. Got a man on the back of his jersey, just would not let go. Let's see who gets up off the bottom of that pile. It was Demetrius Johnson that time, just trying to ride him to the ground with a little steer wrestling move there.
It was Demetrius Johnson and Clyde Moon on that as well. They're going to give him a 1-yard gain.
Haven't seen Essex really go outside a whole lot.
Well, and Kyle, you got to remember, Gaskins was hurt in the first half, and we have not seen him come back on, and that's not surprising given the degree of limp he had when he came off the field.
Yeah, Gaskins really favoring his leg or his ankle. And, boy, I think that was on the first or second play of the game. I think it was on the fumble Altavista recovered, actually. Quick passing play on the slant. Ball knocked around. Michi Malbeck in coverage, batting it away. Just got enough on Trey Jones there, and Jones a little slow to get up. Michi Malbeck, again, Johnny on the spot. He's been around the football all game. And another injury on the field.
And that ball was thrown in a situation where Michi was closing in. If he'd have waited another step, Juan Thornhill was coming over from his safety position. That would have been a pick. So nice coverage by the Altavista secondary on that play. Essex fans wanted some pass interference, but wasn't there. Michi had perfect timing.
I agree. I think Michi's timing was in after Jones got his hands on the football. We'll keep it here because it looks like Jones is going to get helped up. Kind of have to come out of the game, and he was nicked up a little bit early. Malbeck showing the good sportsmanship there, clapping a little bit, as are the Altavista fans. And remember, Altavista brought a good contingent. If you couldn't make it to the game, well, we're glad you're listening at home, or maybe you're listening on those far side bleachers there. Wherever you're at, we thank you at kdcountry.com or on 105.5. Remember, like us on Facebook. All kinds of good stuff going on there, and we'll keep you updated with all sorts of information. Not just sporting-wise, but that, too, as basketball season will get underway here in about, I think, 8 or 9 days. Essex taking a while, and they are going to take a timeout. That's why we had a little extra time to talk there. We'll take it with them. Colonels lead 7-0, 3rd and 9 on the way when you come back on 105.5 KD Country.
Man, it's cold in here. What's wrong with your heater?
Well, it used to work pretty good.
Back in the 90s, just call Select Air and get it fixed.
Oh, it'll probably cost a lot of money.
No, it won't, because Donnie will give you a fair price and get it done right the first time.
Maybe I'll call Select Air tomorrow.
No, you will call Select Air today, because it's freezing in here.
Select Air, 841-1580. 841-1580. Online at selectair.webs.com. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
51 years of Altavista Colonel football on 105.5 KD Country. Boys started back in the day with guys like Chester Brockwell and Ron Campbell all the way through the Dave Haney era up until now. Mark Slusher, can't forget him, and there's some bunch of other people involved as well. Bunch of Colonel football players involved in this program's history, and there's about as good a bunch as you'll find out on the field right now. Defense looking for a stop on 3rd and 9, and you mentioned it, Oscar. Big play right here for both teams.
Yeah, and the umpire is doing something with the other officials.
Might be a clock issue. 7:17 to play in the Apple Market third quarter is what it says, and referees are doing a lot of conferring and talking, and now giving Essex sideline a bit of an explanation.
Well, and I can tell you exactly what it is. Number 14, who is
Trey
Jones.
Trey Jones.
Jones was injured.
Yeah.
Came off the field. They set the play. Then they ended up calling timeout. He's got to sit out of play because time was stopped due to his injury. So nice job officiating there.
Right. That's the rule. If you go down because of an injury and you have to stop play, then you have to come out for at least one play. Essex was arguing, hey, we took a timeout, so he's fine, he's recovered. But the rule is one play. 3 wide receivers for Essex. Quick pass play there by Brodus. Michi Malbeck with the hit him right in the thigh pad and dropped him. Pass goes incomplete. Colonels might have thought it was a fumble, but man, number 1, Michi Malbeck. You talk about rising to the occasion, Mr. Briggs. He has played some of his best football of his life on this field here today.
Well, he has, and you got to look. Last year during the basketball season, Michi struggled. He struggled. Lo and behold, you get into the tournament. You got to the state championship game. Michi stepped his game up big time.
Yeah.
He came alive, and he's certainly done tonight. He's been the star on defense tonight for the Colonels.
Well, Michi, make no mistake, he's always been a gamer. He seems to shine in these big games, whether it's basketball, football. I'm sure if he had a big game of poker or dominoes, he'd be pretty good at that. Punt goes away. Malbeck was back to deep to receive, but it won't get to him. It'll land on the 40-yard line, take a bit of an Essex bounce, finally roll to a complete stop on the 32-yard line of Altavista. So not great starting field position for the Colonels, but a great stop on 3rd down there as the Altavista defense gets off the field. Man, Michi Malbeck making some serious plays on that drive. Colonels take over with 6:57 to play here in the Apple Market third quarter. 7-0 lead for Altavista.
Yeah, certainly back-to-back big plays from Michi on the slant pattern, and you got another player hurt. And again, it's Jones again down for Essex.
Yeah,
and that's 2 of their major weapons.
You're exactly right. Gaskins went out early. Jones is down again. Jones is their best receiver. He's been down 3 or 4 times. I don't know if there's a 3 knockdown rule in VHSL play, but it seems like he's not 100%. Got to give him all the credit in the world for toughing it out and trying to get back in there. If it was week 3 or something, he might just say, "Hey, I'm done for the night, coach." But he is trying.
Yeah, and he's not. Given the numbers that we've seen out of Jones, he's not done for the night. I can tell you that he's not done.
Great point right there by you. I got a feeling we will see him again too. May have to take some time to come back, but I think you're right.
He was reaching down and rubbing. It was almost like a cramp. I don't want to speculate from too far up here. I kind of just did, but it certainly looked like that may have been what it was.
Yeah, and you think, cramping, you think about that more in August and September, but, you never know what's going on with a guy's body. 2 wide receivers each side. Colonels are going to take over. They'll scrimmage this one from their own 32-yard line. Far hash mark. Thornhill back at the quarterback spot. Moon right behind him. They'll hand it to Clydell Moon. No, Juan keeps it. Thought he had a man around his face mask there. He'll get dropped for no gain. Really, we haven't seen that many flags, Oscar. Both teams have been penalized for delay of game once or twice. There was a false start in there. We had the one unsportsmanlike conduct type of penalty.
It was roughing the passer on Ashton Robinson, but other than that, been a clean, hard-hitting football game.
It has. Well officiated game 2. 6.5 minutes to play. No gain for Juan Thornhill on that play.
Which you would expect here in the state championship, that you would see the best officials.
Yep. We're in Salem. It is Group A state championship football. Altavista Colonels trying to win their second football state championship. Juan, plenty of time in that pocket to throw. He's got Michi down the seam. Complete. Michi Malbec cuts it up the middle. A lot of room to run. Michi avoids one tackler. Spin move, still on his feet. He's across the 30. Still on his feet. Hesitation move. He'll get run out of bounds around the 24-yard line. Big-time passing play there. Juan Thornhill finds Michi Malbec down the seam. Michi does the rest. Colonels are in Essex territory. Here comes the Altavista offense, Oscar.
Boy, what a great pass play. That was a play where the pattern developed. Michi on a long end was wide open, secured the ball. Great job by Michi, and great job by the Altavista Colonels. The rest of the team getting downfield and giving Michi some additional blocking. He was been stopped at about the 35-yard line, but they continue to come and provide coverage for him. Michi's a little winded. He's coming off the field, and you can see Montague coming in his spot.
That's exactly right. Montague in the slot. The O-line was perfect on that play, too. Juan had a great pocket to throw from. Thornhill, right tackle, on the running play, calls his own number. 4-yard pickup before he's dragged down by a host of Essex defenders. Man, that O-line, Oscar, I don't know how much we've mentioned them tonight. Teagarden, McLeese, Robinson, Elliott, and Brumfield. What a lot of time they gave Juan to throw from on that last passing play. They haven't been perfect today, but they've been pretty doggone good. They actually give Juan more like 7 yards on that first down play. So this will make it 2nd and 3, middle of the field. Colonels are in Essex territory on the 15-yard line.
Again.
That's exactly right. They really live there.
But again, they've been in red zone territory at least 4 times tonight.
They have pistol formation. Brown right behind Juan. Brown right up the middle. Nothing there. Defensive line from Essex very stout on that play as they stuff Destin Brown. 1 yard loss. Michi Malbec will check back in the game. 5:10 to play in the Apple Market, third quarter. Colonels up 7-0. Trying to get some breathing room on Essex here, but the Essex defense has been just about as good as the Altavista defense has.
Every bit as good as the Altavista defense has. It looks like they're in Altavista's playbook.
Yeah. Yeah, the Essex offense with the 2 turnovers really is the difference in this game. Altavista was able to capitalize on one. Swing pass, got it complete to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson's trucked down, stayed on his feet, though, for a couple extra yards. Had about 3 guys around his legs there. And Demetrius managed to somehow just shrug him off. It'll make it 4th and 2. Interesting situation here. Colonels have had a bunch of 4th down situations, Oscar. I think they've picked up 1, but overall the Essex defense has been pretty good on 4th down. 4 minutes and 19 seconds to play now in the third quarter. Again, 7-0 lead for the Altavista Colonels. Go ahead.
Well within Walker Allen territory.
It is. Allen missed the 1 field goal. It may or may not have been partially blocked. Colonels want to take a timeout to talk over this 4th down play. They're up 7-0. 4 minutes left in the third quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista High School football is brought to you by Steve Farmer Auto Sales. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, where there's always a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs, and they're priced right with financing available. See Steve Farmer Auto Sales, 1112 Main Street, Altavista. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, best deals on wheels.
You are listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the Apple Market third quarter, to be exact. Oscar, Colonels lead 7-0. And don't forget, Apple Market is a proud supporter of the Altavista Colonels and high school football fans everywhere. Altavista with the timeout. Want to talk things over. Big 4th and 2 coming up. They'll snap this from the right hash mark, 14-yard line. Need to get to about the 12.5-yard line to pick up a fresh set of downs and keep the football.
Big play here. 4th and 2. Colonels leading 7-0.
Been a lot of big plays in this game. A lot of big plays all year, but certainly a ton of them here tonight. Running back to Juan Thornhill's left. Here comes a passing play. Juan chased out of the pocket. He's going to try and run for it. He's across the 10, inside the 5. Wow, Juan Thornhill doing it by himself right there. Blocking wasn't very good. Juan Thornhill just managed to slide his way through the tacklers and pick up the 4th down yardage right there. And they're knocking on the door again. This ball is going to get spotted right on the 3-yard line of Essex. So Altavista in position again to score. Let's see if they can finally get in the house one more time. They're up 7-0 right now.
It's imperative, Kyle. The Colonels have got to score on this. They've got to come away with some points and at least make this a 2-possession game.
They've been inside the 5-yard line a couple times already today and been denied. 3:50 to play now in the third quarter. They lead 7-0. Pistol formation. Maybe they're going to give it to Destin Brown on the run. Option play. They toss it over to Destin. Destin looking for the right pylon. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Altavista. Destin Brown gets in there. Still waiting for the final signal, but I know he crossed it. Yes, he did. There it is. Destin Brown got forced over to that right pylon, stayed on his feet with a spin move, stuck the ball out just enough. 6 more points for the Colonels. 3-yard touchdown run from Destin Brown.
That's the play we've been looking for today, was that little option play. Juan made the decision early, got it to Dustin. Great blocking that on the edge. I couldn't see who it was from the wide receivers, but great job. It's got to be Demetrius Darius Johnson, one out on the edge, making the block that allowed Destin to get, and a great effort by Destin. He could have been stopped short, but he was not to be denied.
Second effort there from Destin Brown. Great job. Early read, early decision, like you said, by Juan Thornhill, and he just pitched it over there to Destin underhanded. Walker Allen on to try his second extra point of the game. Snap is perfect. Ball looks like it's got more than enough distance, and it's right down Main Street. 14-0. Altavista stretching the lead out. They finally get some more points on the board. 3:37 to go here in the third quarter. Quick timeout with the Colonels up by 2 touchdowns on 105.5 KD Country.
The following is brought to you by English Construction Company.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
3-yard touchdown run from Destin Brown, the second score of the game for the Altavista Colonels. Walker Allen is 2 for 2 on extra points. And the visiting team here today in the road, Whites from Altavista, has a 14-0 lead, Mr. Briggs.
Yes, great scoring drive. 68 yards, 7 plays. It took a little bit over 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 20 seconds, Kyle. Nice sustained drive. Of course, 2 big plays, the big pass play to Michi Malbeck and then the 4th down conversion from Juan. 2 big plays for the Colonels here in the third quarter.
That's what I was thinking about, those 2 big plays right there. The passing play, Michi Malbeck putting the moves on a bunch of Essex defenders, and then Thornhill putting the moves on as well to pick up the 4th down. Walker Allen on for the kickoff. This one's a low-line drive. It'll land on the 20 and skip along and get fielded on the 10-yard line. Looks like Jones back in the football game again. He's chased down. Clydell Moon with the stop. Ball might have popped out briefly, but it'll stay with the Essex Trojans. Also, number 9, Ty Woodruff in there helping out on the tackle. Good return, though, by Essex. It was not Jones. It was number 4, DeAndre Baylor. He got it all the way to the 26-yard line. So certainly not the worst starting field position Essex has had by any stretch of the imagination. They'll scrimmage it from the right hash mark. 3.5 minutes to play exactly in the Apple Market third quarter. Colonels with the 14-0 lead.
A little winded.
Well, if we're winded, I can imagine the players are, especially guys like Destin Brown and Michi Malbeck. Boy, they've been really leaving their stamp on this football game. Nobody from the Altavista defense has played bad by any stretch of the imagination. Looks like a 5-man defensive front this time for the Altavista Colonels. 3 linebackers as Clydell Moon now slides back to his safety. Passing play on 1st down. Over the middle, it's complete. Now ball pops out. That should be a fumble, and Altavista may be on it. I think Destin Brown fell on it. He's still fighting for it. It was number 5, Sterling Hammond, on the catch. And then it just sort of popped out of his hands. Nobody hit him, but Destin was there waiting for a signal from the officials. Not a big pile, but there is about 3 or 4 guys on that football right now. Nobody wants to let go of it. Maybe one of those situations where both guys have possession of it.
That's what they're debating. And
the player for Essex comes out of there with it, yeah. Now, whether he had it before Destin or not, and it looked like one of the linemen it was number 67, Anthony Shukas there. Able to wrap that ball up. He's actually the center for Essex. Heady play by him to fall on it. I thought Destin had it. And, boy, you got to really do some serious work to rip a football away from Destin Brown. So give the center there for Essex a lot of credit.
Well, I'm not even certain that Sterling Hammond had possession of the ball.
That's true.
To make the football move. But refs are reconvening here.
Yeah, they are. They're talking about it. I don't think they're going to reverse the fumble or anything, but maybe they're talking about a time situation or a down and distance. Who knows? It's about 2nd and 5.
They're looking at the line.
Yeah.
Where the spot they're replacing the ball.
Getting a new football in there. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. 14-0. Essex survives a fumble scare. Of course, the Colonels did recover one fumble. Juan Thornhill scooped it up, and they have one interception as well. Destin Brown credited with that one. 2 tight ends to each side, 2 receivers to each side for Essex on 2nd and 5. Altavista 5 down lineman again. Passing play again. Essex looking deep, left sideline. Navy Jones got the interception. Oh, boy, Navy Jones had to almost tip it to himself, Oscar, and he came down with it. Turnover. Altavista Colonels are going to take over the football. Navy Jones with an outstanding catch out there from the defensive back.
And let me make this clear. Navy Jones is a sophomore who had a tough game last week at Hayside on the defensive side. There were a couple of jump ball situations very similar to that one. Navy went up against a 6'2 kid on that play, elevated, controlled the ball, brought it down. Navy's had a heck of a game. Great play by Navy.
The athleticism, the poise, the hand skills just to tap that ball to himself and then still pull it in as he was being pulled down to the turf. Excellent stuff there from Navy Jones. Let's see if the Altavista let's see if the Altavista offense can come away with something here on this drive, because that would really put Essex back to the wall. Demetrius Johnson in motion. Sets up behind the tackle. They give it to Clydell Moon running behind that tackle. Moon with a solid pickup. Pushed ahead and knocked down for an 8-yard gain across the 45-yard line. Altavista's O-line might start to being gritting their teeth a little bit. Easy for me to say up here.
Yeah, it is, and they're going to get him closer to 9 yards on that play, and you got to believe Essex is starting to wear down.
I think you're right. It's a big game out there. Sometimes people rise to the occasion. I don't know if we have, Oscar, but we're certainly having a fun time up here. It looks like
Essex has only run 8 plays in this quarter.
Wow. Ball control offense by the Altavista Colonels. 2 wide receivers to each side for Mr. Juan Thornhill. Hard snap count. Looked like somebody might have left early for Essex. No flag. Thornhill takes it up the middle, and he's dropped across the 50-yard line all the way to the 47. Hard running there from Mr. Thornhill. An 11-yard pickup. Solid blocking up front from the O-line. 1 minute and 53 seconds left in the quarter now.
And let's give Juan some credit. The linebacker shot the gap on that play from the left side. Juan saw that from the right side. Juan picked it up and made the adjustment and went in the hole that was created. Nice job by the Colonels on that play.
Yeah, I don't think Juan went in the hole that was called in the huddle, or from the sideline anyway. But you're right, he found a hole, and he's very good at that. 3 wide receivers to the left. Now Demetrius motions over to the right side. Moon with the handoff and the carry, trying to run behind Demetrius, but he's knocked down. Small gain. Defensive line from Essex starting to tighten up a little bit. Call it a 2-yard pickup. Hard running from Clydell Moon, number 2.
When the Colonels have the luxury of rotating Clydell and Destin in, and that's exactly what's happening now. And again, this Essex team's hits as hard as any team we've seen all year.
Yeah, Franklin was a hard-hitting team, but, Altavista really just got them behind the 8 ball so early. It's not that Franklin gave up, but they couldn't have their same type of fire when they were down 45-0 at halftime. Essex, they're only down 14-0. Wide receiver sweep. They give it to Michi Malbeck. Malbeck looking for the sideline. He lowers his shoulder, stayed on his feet for a second there, and actually they spot him back down. Small gain for Michi Malbeck, trying the left side there. He's looking for a place to turn it up. It'll make it 3rd and 5. Very manageable 3rd down situation for the Colonels as Thornhill walks over the sideline to get the play from head coach Mike Sharns.
And more importantly, the clock's winded to 30 seconds here in the 3rd quarter, and the Colonels are leading 14-0. I think they probably got to get a snap off. I didn't see when the ref's ready for play.
Yeah, I think maybe one more play here in the 3rd quarter.
Of course, you want to get the first down.
Yep. Might be 4-down territory again for Altavista, though. Here comes Thornhill in the shotgun. Chest-high snap. He'll roll to his right, looking to pass. Good blocking. Great pass over the middle to Donovan Montague. What a catch. What a throw from Juan Thornhill. If Donovan didn't put his hands up, Oscar, that ball just would have stuck in Montague's face mask. What a strike thrown right there from Juan Thornhill. Man down on the field. Chains will move, and then the clock will start up again. So this will effectively bring a close to the 3rd quarter. One more quarter of play here in the state championship game. Colonels with the 14-0 lead. You'll hear it all when you come back on 105.5 KD Country.
If you're like me, life changes, and that brings up financial questions. I'm Vivian Brown of First National Bank, and we're excited to offer a new financial answer center that will help you better understand your own needs. It covers various financial topics, offers free quick guides, and if needed, access to a First National Bank employee. So go to our website at 1stnatbk.com and take a look at the new financial answer center. It's a smart resource that could help you bring home more bacon. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you the absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
This holiday season, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant reminds you that Christmas in other climates may be different as far as the weather is concerned, but the spirit of Christmas knows no boundaries. From El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, here's a toast to Christmas. May the ideal of our holiday wrap the world in kindness, goodwill, and a sincere reverence. Feliz Navidad from everyone at El Cazador Mexican Restaurants in Altavista and Bedford. Thanks for your patronage this past year. Closed December 24th and 25th.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Well, I said the fourth quarter would be underway when we got back. Injury timeout right now. Essex player down on the field. It does look like they're bringing the golf cart out for him, so it's somewhat serious to where they don't want him walking off the field under his own power, Oscar. Colonels with the 14-0 lead.
Does look like they're doing the stabilization on his neck area, and both teams have retired to their sidelines, kneeled in, obviously concerned about the condition of this player.
Yeah, didn't really see exactly what happened. It was a 3rd and 5 play. Juan Thornhill rolled to his right, and he found Donovan Montague open in the seam. Montague turned and made a bit of a move. I don't know if it was the guy that was trying to tackle Donovan or not.
It's
Montague
right at the
picked up the first down.
Yeah, and excuse me, Kyle, it is right at the 31-yard line. That's about where the contact was made. It looked like Donovan went down at first. I was kind of worried about him getting up. That was a nice job by Donovan on that pass play, finding that hole in the pocket on that route and sitting. Donovan's a big target.
He really is. I mean, Donovan is a guy that you gotta love him as a player and just as a person too. You know, mainly just a backup quarterback at the beginning of the year. Started playing a lot more defense. Really became a force on the defensive end.
And has turned into a pretty good tight end. And you can put him in the slot too. He's got great hands. We've seen his throwing prowess. And, you know, unfortunately for him, he's behind one of the best quarterbacks in the state because Donovan can certainly throw the ball with anybody.
Yeah, Donovan came in there when Thornhill got hurt, all he did was throw 2 touchdowns at Galax, not much other than that. But, yeah, that's a joke right there because Montague really is a great passer and a great football player, too. Man's still down on the field.
He's getting up he's getting up, Kyle. He is sitting up. Looks like he's moving his legs. He isn't sitting in an upright position now. Unable to tell who it is at this point.
Yeah. Well, let's just talk about it a little bit while we have a chance as he does get up. Colonels have really dominated the whole game statistically and particularly dominated this third quarter.
It looks like it might be Trey Jones. Again, I don't have a clear shot at the number, but that's who it looks like it might be.
I think you might be right. Hard to say. Colonels, again, got their first touchdown from a Juan Thornhill to Michi Malbeck touchdown pass. Colonels scooped up 2 turnovers in the first quarter. The defense has been outstanding. Throwing the shutout right now with the 14-0 lead. Destin Brown has the other score for the Colonels. 3-yard rushing scamper here in the third quarter.
Third quarter stats, Kyle. Altavista with 59 yards on the ground, 67 through the air for a total of 126. Essex with 5 yards on the ground, 13 through the air, total of 18. Altavista defense has really shut them down in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's
of course, when you don't have but 8 plays, you're not going to get but so many yards.
Well, of course, we saw the Colonels not so long ago in the playoffs score on 7 of their first 8 plays, but that was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of situation. You're right. The Altavista offense has hogged the ball, and the Altavista defense has certainly done their part, rising to the occasion. Altavista will flip sides, and I think they're going to finally let this 1 second in the third quarter run off, and then we'll head to the fourth quarter. So let's take one more time out before the fourth quarter starts. Colonels, 14-0 lead. They've just got one more quarter to play. See if they can hold on for their second state championship. You'll hear it all here on 105.5 KD Country.
Chef's Drive-In is a proud supporter of Altavista High School athletics. And after a great game, stop by Chef's Drive-In at 1101 Main Street in Altavista for the best food around. The next time you're hungry, there's no other place to go. Give Chef's Drive-In a try today. When it comes to ham biscuits, hamburgers, hot dogs, or fries, Chef's Drive-In can't be beat. And if you want the best milkshakes in town, you've got to give Chef's a try. Chef's Drive-In, Main Street in Altavista across from CVS.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
We're here because we care.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
2013 season has been pretty doggone special for the Altavista Colonels and their fans, Oscar. 13-1 coming into this football game, just the one loss to Gretna, the kick that was inches away. We've seen a lot of highlights. This one's been a highlight so far, particularly by the Colonel defense.
A little bit different ball game than what we've seen the last two ball games. It hadn't been the quick strike for the Colonels. It's been sustained drives and ball control, no turnovers. The one turnover the Colonels have had tonight was the last kind of a Hail Mary situation with Thornhill to be at the end of the half. And Essex, they forced Essex into 3 turnovers, and that's huge.
That is huge. Colonels defense can't say enough about how good Mike Revis' squad has been so far here tonight. 12 minutes to play in another state championship. Destin Brown, toss play, sweep, looking to the left. Got some room. Wow, cut down. Nice ankle tackle right there by number 27, Malik Martin. And we call a lot of names for the Altavista defense, Oscar. We've called a ton of names for the Essex defense. They got a bunch of guys roaming around out there that have made some stops.
Yeah, it's interesting that when you ran the simulator on this ball game, it showed it was a 52% chance that Altavista would win. These teams are very, very evenly matched.
Yeah, you can say that again.
These teams are very.
Oh, that's good stuff. 2nd and 7 on the way for the Colonels. Far hash mark. 11:22 to play now in the football game. Thornhill with the shotgun snap going up the middle. Now he's got some room to bust loose. He's across the 20 and across the 19. Football came out late. They are going to say he was down. Whistles blow. Thornhill was down. No fumble on the play. First down yardage on the play. Juan a little slow to get up. Helped up there by T. Garden.
2 more Essex players down on that play.
Well, you mentioned it. These two teams are pretty hard-hitting, pretty fierce.
Mind you, again, these are not dirty hits. This is just good, hard football.
Yeah, this has been an outstanding football game. There's been a lot of sportsmanship. No bad blood, really, in this one at all to speak of. 3 wide receivers over here to the right. They're Navy Jones, Donovan Montague, and Darius Johnson. Michi Malback, the lone wide out, over there to the left. Thornhill calling out some signals to that offensive line. All those linemen down their 3-point stance and ready to strike here on 1st and 10. They hand it off to Clydell Moon. Following the guard. He's across the 10. He's across the 5. Touchdown, Clydell Moon. He puts one finger up in the air. There are no flags on the play. Clydell Moon, 19-yard touchdown run. What a hole on that right side by Ashton Robinson. And I believe it was Casey McLeese. The blocking was excellent. Moon took care of the football, and he took care of the rest. 6 more points for the Colonels. 20-0 lead. Here comes Walker Allen on to try his 3rd kick of the game.
Boy, that was huge. With 10:45 here remaining in the 4th quarter, Colonels go up 20-0. It'd be nice for Walker to get this. At any rate, it's going to be a 3-possession ball game, and time is going to be running out on Essex.
Excellent stuff there, Altavista. What a drive they put together. Juan Thornhill with a big run right before that. Looks like somebody from the Colonels' offensive line there on the kick team move. This will back them up 5 yards. Certainly not going to affect Walker Allen range-wise, you don't think anyway. 10:45 to play in the Apple Market 4th quarter. 20-0 is our score. It is a Colonel lead. They led 7-0 after the first quarter in the first half. Scored their 2nd touchdown in the 3rd quarter. And Clydell Moon just got him in the house for a 3rd time on a 19-yard touchdown run right up the middle. Thornhill on the hold. Pass back to him is a little low. He gets it on the block. Allen's kick is a little short, but it's got plenty of distance, really, and it's right down the middle. Walker Allen, 3 for 3 on the extra points. Colonels with the 21-0 lead. 10:45 to play, and they're going to be hoisting another state championship trophy. Timeout here on 105.5 KD Country.
You can buy paint from any old yahoo who knows nothing about paint in one of those big box stores. For quality paint from people who really know paint, it's Davis Paints from your complete home center, English's. Davis Paints, which has been known for quality since 1921, is not just sold anywhere. Visit the new paint room at English's, your authorized Davis Paint dealer.
English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Well, the stats are going to show Altavista is really dominating. The score is starting to be a little dominating as well. 21-0 is the Altavista Colonel lead. Clydell Moon doing the honors there on the 19-yard touchdown run. Walk around, banged in his third extra point of the game, and now he's on for another kickoff. 3-touchdown lead with 10:45 to go, Oscar. If you're a Colonel fan, you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, you are. 9 plays, 63 yards. Took up 3 minutes and 55 seconds. It capped with a 19-yard Clydell Moon touchdown. Colonel's lead 21-0. They look to be in the driver's seat.
Yep, and to me, when you're in that driver's seat, as long as you can prevent the turnovers and just make Essex earn their way down the field, don't allow Essex, an 80-yard touchdown or that kind of thing that only takes up 12 seconds. You should be in pretty good shape. Walker Allen, driving kick. It'll land on about the 6-yard line and get returned. Return man going right up the middle. He's got some blockers there. Altavista's going to chase him down now, though, and the whole team gets in on that one. Nelson Dews, Michi Malback, Clydell Moon, the first guy there. Wow, they really swarmed. Ty Woodruff was in there as well. Big-time stop, and he gets shut down right at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Clydell was the one that made the initial contact. Imagine that, 19-yard touchdown, and then he burst through on the special teams on the kickoff play. They're going to spot that at the 25-yard line.
Okay. Well, he must have got driven back to the 20-yard line, so they gave him progress all the way to the 25. Great stop nonetheless, though, by the Altavista special teams. Looked like it was Anthony Jones on the return there for Essex. 10:37 to play now in the contest.
And Essex without two of their weapons.
Yeah.
Without Trey Jones and without Gaskin. So they've been forced to go to some players that, of course, he's got a ton of weapons.
Yeah, and Dominic Brodus is the fantastic quarterback for Essex, but the Colonels have made him look pretty ordinary here tonight. He's got the single-season touchdown record in Virginia. Passing play up in the air, ball gets knocked around. Navy Jones made a nice break on it to bat it away. Looking down that left sideline, and he was looking for number 4, DeAndre Baylor, but again, Jones was there, and he swatted it away from over the top.
Yeah, nice play by Navy. Thought he had position. Looked like the ball was going to be a little bit overthrown. Navy kind of sat on it, thinking it was going to be overthrown. But nice job by the receiver getting up and getting his hands. Navy adjusted and was able to get it and knock it away from him. Great play by Navy Jones.
Dominic Brodus, again, he has been very impressive. He can throw the ball. He can run a little bit. Reminds you of Vic Hall a little bit just from size and stature and the way he wings it around. He'll keep it himself on a running play this time. Left side. Got some room, but he's trucked down by Destin Brown. Brown hit him around the helmet and the shoulder pads. And it'll go as a 5-yard gain there after the running play.
Yeah, and obviously Brodus can run the ball. That was a nice run, and he kind of slipped. I think he saw Destin coming.
Yeah.
Destin had his shoulder lowered. He was going to catch him about the midsection, so no intent to go high by Destin.
Yeah, Brodus slipping down there. Turf again, a little bit wet, but it is a great condition.
3rd and 5.
Empty backfield for Brodus, making sure his receivers are set. He's got 3 of them to the right, 2 of them to the left. Altavista jumping offside. Hard snap count by Brodus. D-line there for the Colonels, a little overzealous. This will give Essex 5 free yards. And it should be enough for a first down. The line of scrimmage marker is right at the 30.
Yeah, if they mark it, it should be. It should take it right at the. Should be a first down.
9:53 to play in the football game, state championship game. Colonels come in 13-1 on the year. Just had to win 4 playoff games back in 2009, an extra round of the playoffs now. So this is their 5th playoff game. It is enough for a first down. Fresh set of downs.
9:50 remaining. Kyle, clock continues to run. That's going to be Essex's busy worst foe. It's easy for me to say.
Hey, sometimes it's hard for the announcers to rise to the occasion. Wayne Short in there on the D-line now. He's blitzing on the passing play. Pass over the middle, hit the hands of the receiver, and just bounced out of his grasp. That was Dejar Ashlock. Wayne Short was not blitzing. He was the defensive line, but he had good pressure coming. It'll make it 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line, near hash mark for the Trojans. Colonel's defense continues to be pretty good, although Dejar Ashlock was open on that play. Just couldn't pull it in.
And again, Brodus has had 6 players with over 5 touchdowns receiving, so he spreads the wealth.
Yep, no touchdowns here tonight. And then again, like I said, Brodus last year set the single-season touchdown passing record in the state of Virginia.
With 54. Only 36 this year, but of course they were forced to run and clock. Not as quite as good a record as he had this year.
Yeah, just 36 touchdowns this year passing. Like, that's bad. Quick swing pass to the right side on 2nd down. Man's got some blocking. He chased it across the first down marker. He's across the 45 and the 50. Now dropped at the 47-yard line on the complete pass. It's Malik Martin on that catch and run. Just a quick screen, and Martin had a nice little lane to run through there. Thornhill missed the initial tackle. Destin Brown couldn't make it. I think it was Michi Malback and Donovan Montague who finally stopped him.
Destin was engaged. Nice job by the other wide receiver blocking Destin on that. It prevented him from making that tackle back near the line of scrimmage.
Empty backfield again. Far hash mark. 9:15 to play in the football game. Colonels lead 21-0. 3 down linemen for Altavista, and they're coming through there. Quick screen play again. Destin Brown got his hand on him, couldn't bring it in. He turns it up across the 45, still on his feet. Hit hard by Thornhill, and one blasts him out of bounds there on the low tackle. He is, I think, got enough for the first down, Oscar. His first down marker was right at the 39.5-yard line across the 40.
They're going to mark him a little bit short, it looks like, about a half a yard short. Colonels, it is getting a little bit wetter because Destin Brown had an opportunity. It may have been over pursuit. Destin had an opportunity. Michi had an opportunity. Neither one of them able to bring him down. Pick up at 9.
Yeah, they do call it 2nd and 1 now. 9:03 as the ball did go out of bounds, so the clock stops. 21-0 lead by the Altavista Colonels. They're on defense right now. Essex driving. Essex pretty much resorting just to the pass. Passing play right there, complete to number 5. Hammond. Hammond turns it up left sideline. Now the football came out. He was down. They say he was down. The knee was down. Brodus found Hammond on the left sideline, and Hammond was able to turn it up. Nice running by him, and it is enough for another Essex first down.
Pick up a 20 on that play. And Essex doing a nice job. They're not going to go quietly into the night here in Salem.
That's exactly right. Sort of feels like nighttime with the overcast skies, and it's still raining just a little bit. Sleet is done, but there is some rain. Fresh set of downs for Essex again. Empty backfield again. 3 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Altavista with the 3 down linemen. Quarterback Brodus looking deep, chased out of the pocket. He won't get out of the pocket. That's a sack right there by big number 73, Casey McLeese. McLeese had a big play earlier. Another big play there. He was helped out by Dante Poindexter as well. Big-time loss. About a 17-yard loss for Essex, Oscar. Actually, it's more like 11. A 13 or 11.
It's an 11-yard loss.
I flunked math a few
and I got to tell you, on that play, there was a substitution. Elliott came out. Guess who came in and filled the spot? Casey McLeese. So the Altavista continuing to shuffle their linemen in, keep fresh legs in. Great job by Revis on defensive coaching.
Substitutions have really worked out well for Altavista this year. They're very deep. Pass over the middle is completed. Brodus finds his man about 10 yards deep, caught right there on the 20-yard line by number 11, DeJure Ashlock. Same play they tried to run earlier, and Ashlock couldn't pull it in. He does this time, and then he's dragged down by Thornhill. Not much of a run after the catch as Thornhill closed very quickly. Gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's 3rd and 10. I don't have to do much math on that.
And it looks like the Colonels are willing to give up that little intermediate pass. They're not going to let them get behind them. And Essex is doing a good job. Brodus doing a good job of exploiting that.
And that's the way to go right now. You know, you give up the intermediate pass, just don't give up the deep ball. 20-yard line. Essex is in the red zone now. Pump fake by Brodus. Now he's chased out of the pocket. He's going to jump up in the air and try for the end zone. Canavis Jones there on the coverage, and he's able to knock it away. Pass incomplete. Brodus didn't get his feet under him. He just sort of lobbed that one up in the air. Dangerous pass as Canavis Jones was there to knock it away. 21-0. Colonels leading right now. 7 minutes and 23 seconds to play in the football game.
And once again, the pressure was on Brodus. If he didn't get rid of it, he was pretty much sandwiched as it was. And that ball was up for grabs. Essex coach wanted pass interference.
Yeah, now the Essex coach, John Folks, wants a timeout. We'll take it with him. Colonels are 7 minutes and 23 seconds away from history. They lead 21-0. Timeout here on 105.5 KD Country.
When you need gas or hungry for the best fried chicken around, One Stop Mart is your one-stop shop. Congratulations, Altavista Colonels, on a great season and making it to the football playoffs. Remember, One Stop Mart has all your convenience items, gas, beverages, and deli specials with home-cooked food, fast and hometown service. One Stop Mart, Main Street, Altavista. Go Colonels!
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels probably can't stop thinking about it at this point, Oscar. They're just 7 minutes and 23 seconds away. 3-touchdown lead. Still got to be diligent and do your work. And like I said, you can't turn the ball over, and you can't allow Essex too many big plays. Colonel's defense has been really good all game, and they're good on this drive. They're making Essex earn their way down the field.
But that's a great point, Kyle, and they absolutely are making them earn it, and they're burning a ton of clock.
Yeah.
They took over with 10:37. They've used over 3 minutes on this drive, but there's a big 4th and 10 right now. If the Colonels can stop them on this, it's going to be extremely difficult for the Essex Trojans to come back.
It really is. Shotgun play, empty backfield again. Brodus really flushed out of the pocket. Darius Johnson was providing the pressure. Ball goes up in the end zone. It's knocked away by Juan Thornhill. Great play by Juan to just knock it out of the back of the end zone, really. He didn't really risk grabbing the interception there because it was a 4th down play, and he knew why not take over on the turnover on downs anyway. Even though it's going to be at the 20 there as it'll come out, that's where Essex ran their last play. But the Colonels' defense, they've done it again. They keep the shutout intact, Mr. Briggs. Great pressure from Darius Johnson that play.
Great pressure from Darius, and great job by that secondary of Navy Jones, Thornhill back there being able to knock that ball away. You got to believe now Essex has one timeout remaining, and you got to believe that the Colonels are going to put this thing on the ground and try to grind it out and burn the clock.
I would agree. Just hold on to the football, grind it out, make Essex have to do something special and stop you. Pistol formation, Destin Brown will fake the handoff. Juan wants to throw it to Michi Malbeck. It's caught at the 25-yard line, and Michi runs out of bounds. Passing play or running play, I'm not too sure, Oscar. That may have been one of those schoolyard things again there where Juan just saw Michi was open, and he flung it out to him. They actually gave it about a 6-yard gain. The clock does stop because Malbeck went out of bounds.
Yeah, and you got to take what they give you, and you got to keep moving the ball. So my little gasp of air was a little premature.
Well, and I think you can't lose your aggressiveness. I'm not not saying you want to be throwing the ball in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down, but you don't want to lose your aggressiveness. The Colonels have been aggressive all year on offense. That's been one of their trademarks. Thornhill going to run it up the left side. Got some room. Nice cut right there. Dives under a tackle. It's enough for a 1st down as he falls down after that little dive. Essex defender just went right over the top of Juan as he lowered his shoulders and ducked under the tackle.
Somebody alluded to him on Virginia Preps that said that Thornhill's not the fastest kid. He's not the strongest, but they called him elusive and slippery, and that's a great description for Juan.
It really is. And you know my old description. Scientists say 2/3 of the earth is covered by water. The other third is covered by Thornhill. He does do a great job sideline to sideline, north to south, whether it's on offense or defense. And you're right, there are some guys faster than him, but few guys combine his speed with that kind of vision and those kind of moves. Blocking back is Dante Poindexter. They'll turn, and they wanted to hand it to Destin Brown, but a flag came out. I think the Colonels might have moved early. False start. Clock will stop at 6:36. The Colonels will now have 1st and 15 after the penalty.
And if you're going to pick on the Colonels today, they've had a few too many penalties, but boy, what a great game they've played.
Yeah, hard to nitpick too much, but you're right. They have had some penalties, and that, really, I don't want to use the term it's plagued them all year, but it's been an issue all year, and I know something that Coach Sharnas would rather not have, but if that's the biggest knock on the Colonels, if that's all you can find, then they're playing pretty doggone good football, and they certainly have been today. 21-0 lead. They handed to Destin Brown. Brown nothing up the middle as he's shoved back. This will probably go as a loss of 1. Penetration was there by the Essex Trojans defense. Clock will continue to move, and Brown held on to the football, which is what Oscar and I just said, really the important thing right now. It'll be under 6 minutes to go in this game when this 3rd down play is snapped. No, excuse me, it'll be a 2nd down play.
Well, and the Colonels have coming into the game, only had 10 turnovers all in the year. 4 of those were in the quarter, end of half interceptions, Thornhill. So the Colonels have not put the ball on the ground this year. They have done a great job in 14 games of not turning the ball over. Really, 1 turnover tonight was the same situation.
Yeah, and that probably is the difference. They've caused a lot of turnovers, but they haven't given many up. Toss play to Clydell Moon. It's going to go outside, then he turned it up to hash mark. Not a whole lot there. He gains about 2 yards as he slips down. He's also met by Sterling Hammond at the same time. He does get it close to the original line of scrimmage, so this will be 3rd and 11. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left. I think the Colonels can probably run it down to right at 5 minutes before they snap this football. This is a situation where head coach Mike Sharnas really has the luxury. He can be aggressive and call a passing play, or he can just be conservative and run the ball and keep the clock moving.
And they are moving the clock. It is right at 5 minutes now.
Yeah, Colonels probably need to snap it now to avoid another delay game. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Michi Malbeck is the lone receiver to the right. Pistol formation, they will fake it to Moon, and Juan's going to keep it himself. Nothing there as he's trucked down. Man really had a hold of his jersey as he was trying to fake the handoff. It was Peyton Brooks on the stop, but again, Juan held on to the football, and Essex will call their final time out of the game. We'll take it with them. Trojans going to get the football back on a punt when you come back. 21-0 Colonel lead with under 5 minutes to play in this state championship game. It's all on 105.5 KD Country.
From small to tall, Highview Motors GMC has it all. Highview Motors GMC, an authorized GMC team with fantastic pricing. Highview Motors Collision Repair and Body, bringing back the shine with top-notch frame and unibody repair. PPG Paint, 24-hour towing, working hard to earn your business. Highview Motors GMC, Main Street, Altavista.
Highview Motors GMC.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
As we come back from the break, Sledgehammer playing in the background. Boy, oh boy, the Colonels' defense has been a sledgehammer today, Kyle.
21-0, pitching the shutout. And we know how hard it is to get the shutout on defense just because, eventually a team will find a way to score. You'll have a little breakdown here or there. Not so far today. Essex is going to have 4 minutes and 44 seconds to try and break the shutout. But we'll see. They're going to send 2 guys back to return the punt. One man standing on about the 32-yard line, a little bit deeper towards the right. The other return guy is Sterling Hammond. He's on the left here. About 8 yards closer on the 40. Walk around, back to kick. Snap is perfect to him, and he's got all day to get this one away. Does get a good leg into it. It'll land on the 45-yard line and roll. Takes an Altavista roll for about 5 or 6 yards, down on the 39. By the long snapper, Casey McLeese. Good job by McLeese hustling down there after the perfect snap. Actually spotted on the 40. And Essex will take over with 4:34 to play in the football game. Again, state championship action here from Salem. And boy, Oscar, we should toot our own horn a little bit here while we have the chance. Some of these fly-by-night operations show up and they call a team Altavista, and they just don't get into it like we do. And KD Country has been there all year. And again, we couldn't do it without the sponsors.
That's right.
We got to have those sponsor support to be there all year. But it's been fun being with the Colonels, not just all year this year, but for 51 years. Good gracious, KD Country and Altavista go hand in hand. Why wouldn't we be here on hand for this one to bring you the broadcast? Empty backfield again for Essex. They'll put a man in motion. Brodus will hand it to him. Could be a trick play coming up. It looked like the receiver wanted to throw. He'll get chased down, 5-yard gain, turning it up there. That was number 4, DeAndre Baylor. I thought Baylor was going to slow down and maybe think about passing there at some point in the trick play. Baylor hurt on the play. He pops the helmet off as he is down on the turf, hurting a little bit. Let's keep it here for right now, Oscar.
Boy, he's holding on to his ankle, and the turf has not been kind to Essex tonight. You alluded to it right before that play that we couldn't do it without the sponsors and toot our own horns. Boy, we've had great seats all year to watch a dream run for these Colonels.
Yeah.
With the missed field goal against, the loss against Gretna was really a turning point. We saw the Colonels after that really hit another gear. Went down to Dan River after that, and they shut out a great Dan River team, 30-0. Really didn't encounter any more trouble till they ran into Rustburg, and they had a little bit of adversity there that they were trailing. But boy, they fought back, came away with a last-second win. Great job by Walker Allen with the field goal after missing the one against Gretna that could have won it. The walk-off field goal. And from there, they've been on cruise control. They've hit another gear. It's been dominant performance game after game after game. Even in the playoffs against Sussex, it was Sussex Central. Mm-hmm. Their coach in the second quarter said enough is enough. Let's start the running clock. And that's unprecedented. It's the VHS rules say that the running clock can only happen during the second half. But, the Sussex Central coach said, we are overmatched. We're throwing out the white flag.
Yeah, it was pure domination in that game. They dominated Franklin the next week after that, a running clock there, and the team that bounced them out. Baylor going to have to get helped off the field, so that's not good news. And, again, more bad news for Essex. Their really good running back, Leo Gaskins, got injured early in the game. Hard to say in hindsight how much of an impact it made. Certainly I think Essex feels like they would have had a better shot with Gaskins in there, but got to play the hand you're dealt. Essex has continued to play hard all game. Empty backfield again for them. It'll be about 2nd and 6. Clock starts up again after the injury. 4:05 to play here in the football game. Shotgun snap, passing play. Knocked away. Brodus just had it batted down by Darius Johnson. Johnston tried to go chase after it, but couldn't get there in time. Still a nice stop, and it makes it 3rd and 5 now, Oscar. 3:56 to play. Colonels are under 4 minutes away from a state championship.
And we've talked about Darius and Demetrius all year, 6'3", with wingspan of about a 6'5", 6'6" kids, and they've been able to disrupt passing plays game after game after game, whether they're playing in linebacker spots, whether in the down defensive end spot. they've been dominant on the defensive line.
Phenomenal athletes. They can really move, and they got a lot of size as well. Brodus throwing down the seam, and it's complete. Sliding grab right there by number 27, Malik Martin. They actually say it's incomplete. Altavista signaling incomplete. Now the official comes in and says incomplete. Great effort there on the catch by Martin to slide, but just could not come under it. Brodus just sort of lofted it up and allowed him to run under there, but it was just a little too far away. I like what you said about the Gretna game, Oscar. I mean, that's a game where, really, it's hard to say this because it's completely hypothetical, but maybe if the Colonels win that game, they get a little complacent and they don't work as hard down the stretch like they did. So sometimes a loss can really help you, particularly one to your rival like that and a great football team like the Gretna Hawks.
4th down and caught again 6.
Yep.
With 3:47 here remaining in the ball game, Colonels leading 21-0. They're getting ready to bring that state title back home to Altavista.
Yep, going to be a nice ride back to Altavista. This really is the last chance for Essex, and even if they pick this up, they might not have a chance. Brodus going to scramble, needs to get past the 50. He does. He's dropped. Good running play there by Brodus, really just to keep what glimmer of hope is left alive. A little spin move at the end allowed him to pick up the necessary yardage. Darius Johnson on the stop. Montague and Poindexter were there as well. Chains move. Ball gets spotted on the Altavista 49-yard line.
And that was a situation where he got into a rollout situation, broken play, great coverage downfield by the Colonels. And rather than give up the long play, they stayed with their defenders and didn't close on them until he got past the line of scrimmage. Great job by the Colonels.
Yep. Dominic Brodus, just a junior, by the way, Oscar. So he set that single-game touchdown record when he was a sophomore. Handoff play right here. Nothing there. Wayne Short, Dante Poindexter, Darius Johnson stuffing the ball carrier in the backfield. Just no room at all.
They're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage, Kyle. And again, no gain. Dante Poindexter, like you said, Short. That whole defensive line for the Colonels on that stop.
I think it might have also been Matt Lane, the senior, in on the stop as well, Oscar.
And that's not surprising that, we've seen these, as we got late into these ball games, the Colonels have been able to keep fresh legs in and really not affect what happens.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Colonels have had a lot of depth all year. Just a ton of great players over there for the Altavista team. Zach Parker in the game now, also for the Altavista Colonels at the defensive end spot. Pass is incomplete. Looking on the left sideline right there, Navy Jones showing some great sportsmanship, helping Hammond up. Jones was in good coverage. And Dante Poindexter going to exit the game now to a great applause from the Altavista fans that have made the trip. Many of them have been standing all game. The game's been exciting. I think they wanted to stay warm, too.
And we've seen some Essex fans start to leave.
Yeah.
Really not leave. They are going under the stadium.
Trying to get out of the rain. The rain a little more steady and a little bit heavier now. Still not heavy, but it's coming down a little bit harder.
But it's not raining on the Altavista side at all, Kyle.
Great point. All blue skies over there on the Altavista side. Passing play again, 3rd and 10. Brodus looking over the middle. Does he have anybody there? Nope, it's tipped away. Great defense. Moon in coverage. He was looking for Sterling Hammond over the middle. Couldn't find him. 2 minutes and 31 seconds left. Essex going to have another 4th down coming up. 4th and 10 this time. See if the Colonels D can end it in style, because I know that's got to be on their minds. Guys like Juan Thornhill, Navy Jones, and Michi Malback, I know they'd love to get an interception and end this thing with a little victory lap, don't you?
Above and beyond that, they want to secure this shutout.
Sure.
There's been a lot of talk about the high-powered Essex offense, which there's no doubt they are. They've suffered a couple of injuries today that have hampered that, but make no mistake about it, this Colonels defense has shut Essex down today.
4th and 10, 2 minutes and 31 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Colonels are on their way to another state championship. Just a question of how it all finishes up. Brodus going to throw. Right sideline, complete to Hammond. Hammond, little shake and bake move. Tries to make Destin Brown miss. Destin holds on until Navy Jones gets there on the tackle, but it will keep the chains moving. Altavista's defense will have to stay on the field a little bit longer. Good 4th down play by Essex. And like you said, Altavista's been shutting them out, but make no mistake, this offense is still very good and high-powered. And Essex has got a lot of fight in them. I mean, they're a team that is traditionally very good, so they're not just going to give up because they're down 21-0.
Well, that's right, and they've got a ton of juniors coming back as well. And, this is the 2nd year in a row they've made it to the state final and going to be turned away. So nice job by the Colonels again, but again, nice job by Essex. They continue to stay in and fight.
Shotgun snap, 3 wide receivers to the right. Brodus, a little bit of pressure, rolls out, looking right sideline, tipped by Destin Brown, and it's complete. Man still on his feet as he's hit by another Colonel. Darius Johnson will drag him down all the way to the 13-yard line. It looked like Malik Martin again. Destin got his hands on it. Martin managed to find himself in the right place, pulls it in, and now they're across the 10, inside, close to the end zone here.
They're going to mark it at the 12, actually, Kyle. Gain of 23. Nice pass play. You know, Dustin Brown got his hands on it. You know it's true. He wanted to get that interception.
Yep. 12-yard line is right, like Oscar said. So they can still get a first down around the 2. Colonel's defense. Let's see if they can preserve the shutout. Minute and 38 seconds left. Really, that is the only question right now. Colonels are going to win their second state championship. 21-0 is their lead. Pass over the middle. Incomplete. Knocked away. And, boy, Clydell Moon gives the receiver a little shot for his troubles on coming over the middle.
Yeah. Clydell, since we've hit the playoffs, has been one of the really the inspirational leaders, emotional leaders. He's really stepped up and taken that position. You know, Juan does it a little bit differently through silent and his leadership, but boy, Clydell has been vocal. He's been active. Great job by Clydell. He's certainly hit another gear as we've moved into the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. He was a guy that really only played for the first couple games last year, so you know he's making up for lost time. Passing play again on second down. Looking over the middle. Pass is complete. No, it's broken up by Juan Thornhill. Man had his hands on it momentarily, and Juan lowered the boom again. It looks like Sterling Hammond, number 5, was the target. Juan Thornhill made him pay, and this will make it 3rd and 10. Colonels just licking their chops out there. They want to preserve this shutout, Oscar.
And for the first time today, I'm going to beg to differ with you.
All right.
Juan didn't break that up. Hammond caught it. Juan just dislodged it from him from the backside. He knocked it away from him. What a great hit that was.
Altavista fans are having fun on their side of the section. The marching band's having a lot of fun over there, too. They made the ride and kept it enjoyable for this Colonel crowd over there.
Well, the coaching staff on the opposite side where the Altavista coaching staff is in that press box, they stopped filming. They are celebrating as well.
Got to be right now. 1:23 left to play, 3rd and 10. Colonel's up 21-0, trying to keep Essex out of the end zone and preserve the shutout, though. Looking to the end zone. It's picked off by Navy Jones. We were talking about they wanted to end it in style. It looks like Navy may do just that. He's looking for some blockers. Started out right sideline. Now he's all the way to the left. He's across the 40, across the 50. Still on his feet. He had to shake off the tackle. Navy just ran out of steam as he had to trot it out of bounds. How about that, Oscar Briggs? Navy Jones preserves the shutout on the interception and a big-time return, too.
Boy, what a great play by Navy. Intercepted that about 2 yards deep in the end zone and was able to get downfield to the Altavista 37-yard line. 65-yard return for Navy Jones.
Navy was thinking touchdown the whole time. I think he just ran out of gas, and then he ran out of fumes after that. He may have blown a tire, too, down that left sideline. Wow.
Yeah.
That's sometimes that's all you can say. Colonel's defense, talk about rising to the occasion. That's the understatement of the year. Crowd is fired up. Navy Jones is obviously fired up, even though he's exhausted. 1 minute and 6 seconds to play. Essex is out of timeouts. Mike Sharness, I'm pretty sure he's going to do the classy thing here, and 1 or 2 knees, or maybe 2 or 3, will be enough for the Altavista offense to get off the field and go celebrate this state championship.
Yeah, Essex has no timeouts left, so they can't stop the clock. The Colonels, with a 25-second clock, can take a knee. They can run the clock out and take this state championship, single A, back home to Altavista. Boy, oh boy, how exciting. We've had a great seat for all 15 games now.
Absolutely. What a year. What a year. What a team to watch. Mike Sharness gets the Gatorade bath over there on the sideline, and he loves it. Coach Sharness going to pick up his 3rd state championship, one at Rustburg in 2000, one at Altavista in 2009. Everybody remembers what a great team that was. This team in 2013, one of the best I've ever seen. 50 seconds now. First knee was taken by Juan Thornhill. Got to be a lot of tears on that sideline as well. Tears of joy, because this one has been a lot of fun to watch, Oscar. What a team.
Boy, and we talk about this team, it's junior laden.
Yeah.
We lose some great players off that offensive line with McLeese, that group, Ashton Robinson. How important, they played a great role. They worked so hard. Questionable coming in to the season, whether that offensive line was going to be good enough. Boy, oh boy, have they been good enough.
The celebration is on in Salem. There's still 14 seconds left, but the Colonels have got their helmets off and they're running on the field. I've always said that Altavista fans can really appreciate these winning teams because the Colonels were down there for a while and had a hard time winning games. Not anymore, Oscar. The Altavista Colonels, your 2013 state champions, they're bringing the trophy out. What a wild celebration, a wild party going on down there on the field. Timeout. We're going to come back with the Subway post-game show. Colonels win the state championship 21-0. You heard every game here live on 105.5 KD Country.
Life happens. Divorce, family problems, criminal charges, civil litigation, personal injury cases. Turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced attorney at law. David W. Shreve has been practicing law for over 30-plus years. A free consultation for personal injury cases. Call today, 369-6621. That's 369-6621. David W. Shreve congratulates the Colonels football team, and good luck. Go Colonels. David W. Shreve, located on 7th Street in Altavista.
Altavista High School football is brought to you by Steve Farmer Auto Sales. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, where there's always a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. And they're priced right, with financing available. See Steve Farmer Auto Sales, 1112 Main Street, Altavista. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, best deals on wheels.
Next time you need tires for your car, don't compromise. Michelin passenger tires strive to deliver an outstanding safety, long tread life, and excellent fuel efficiency. Plus, they're famous for delivering a quiet, comfortable ride and precision handling to help optimal safety for you and your passengers. Outfit your car with tires that deliver everything. Ask about Michelin tires. Perkins Twin Tire has the right set of Michelin tires for whatever you drive. See Perkins Twin Tire today, Main Street in Altavista. Specific performance may vary by tire model.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
The Altavista Colonels are your 2013 Group A state champions. Wow, Oscar Briggs, that's all we can say as we begin the Subway postgame show. Probably going to be an extended Subway postgame show because there's plenty to talk about this game, the whole year, how great this team is, not just as players, but as young men as well. Man, let's get this out of the way real quick. The Essex Trojans, nothing to hang their head about. John Folks has got a great football team. They were runner-up in the state last year. Got to play runner-up again this year, but you got to take your hat off to Essex. Great squad over there.
Yeah, great squad, and they battled hard and had some players go down in injuries today, and you got to hope that those young men are going to be okay. And you had one that was taken off on the cart. You had Jones that was hurt. Of course, the Gaskins was hurt.
Yeah.
So, again, you got to hope that those kids are okay. And boy, Essex had a great season as well. They lost. The only loss they had until today was to James Monroe, and they're playing for a state championship later today. So you can't fault them for losing that game, and that went into overtime. But again, the Colonels. The story today was defense.
Yeah, that's a great way to start the Subway post-game show. Defense, and more defense. You know, the old saying, the defense wins championships. Well, that was exactly true. I mean, even to start the football game, first play from scrimmage for Essex, Destin Brown picked it off. Altavista didn't get in the end zone on that subsequent possession, but it just set the tone, Oscar. I mean, Juan Thornhill scooped up the fumble that was caused by Moon and Malback. Colonels did score on that possession. Another turnover later on, and then another turnover here to end it. Navy Jones really ending it in style with the interception return, almost like a victory lap. Can't think of any better way for Mike Sharness and his squad. Gotta love what Coach Revis, the defensive coordinator, did all year. I mean, you can't overestimate his value to this ball club.
No, absolutely you can. And you know, again, I hate to keep going back, but Essex had a great scheme today too. They tried to shut down this Colonels running game, and for the most part, the Colonels struggled to run the ball. Only with 157 yards on the ground, but they had 157 through the air too. So a little bit, really balanced attack. They were able to run the ball a little bit enough to run the clock late in the ball game to keep Essex off the field and make time an issue where they just couldn't come back.
Yeah, great point. The defense really set the offense up. The offense did not have to be perfect tonight. And you mentioned Essex had a great game plan defensively to really shut down Thornhill and some of those other guys. One of the rare occasions where Juan Thornhill doesn't find the end zone with his legs. He does throw for the first touchdown, the one to Michi Malback in the first quarter, and that ends up being all Altavista needs. Fun game right here. And you got to take your hat off the entire coaching staff. Coach Dave Close, he really worked with those linemen to try and get them bigger and stronger in the weight room. This whole team, like you said, they were just monsters in the weight room in the offseason. Really dedicated, and Coach Sharness and I talked about in the interview, business like all year. It's not that they weren't having fun out there. We know that the Colonels were having fun. But it was take care of business, and it was take no prisoners type stuff all game long, every game long.
That's exactly right, and it started off with against Prince Edward with a 35-7 win. They followed that up at home with Randolph Henry, who they demolished 62-0. Then they had a bye week early in the year, which is really the first time that's happened for the Colonels in quite some time. Followed up with a great game at Galax with a win there, 43-21 against Stephen Peoples and that Galax team, which Peoples is obviously one of the best players in the state. Followed up with a great win at Appomattox, 0-0 at the half, and bought that back 20-6. Then the 22-23 loss to Gretna that we talked about earlier that really turned the corner for Altavista. They seemed to hit another gear. That focused them, Kyle. I think it really did refocus them because they went down to Dan River without Destin Brown, one of their best defensive players and certainly one of their better running backs, and shut them out 30-0, and then it was on. Nelson 67-13. A very tough Chatham team, 28-3 at Chatham. Again, we talked about the Rustburg game where we fought from behind, tied it up 21-21, and Walker Allen was able to come in and do the walk-off field goal. After that, William Campbell 47-6. And then when we got into the playoffs, they hit another gear.
Yeah.
Boy,
you didn't think they had another gear, but they found one.
You didn't. 62-18 against Northumberland. 12 of those points came late. The other 6 for Northumberland was on the special teams. Sussex Central 49-12, running clock in the second quarter. The Franklin game, which had a bad taste in Altavista's mouth from last year, Altavista, make no mistake about it, wanted revenge. They took it out in a big way, leading 44-0 at the half, and took that game 57-14. And then they went to Hayside last week. What a great ball game that was. A little bit back and forth. Hayside took the lead. The Colonels went up by a couple of scores. Hayside got it back to within one score, and Altavista came out on that one 34-22. And again, shout out to the Hayside fans. Boy, they were just so hospitable, so gracious, great sportsmanship. Loved being up there and welcomed the opportunity to go again. But and then today, just a dominant performance by the Colonels defense, 21-0.
21-0. Second shutout on the season. They shut out Dan River. So go figure. Altavista's defense shutting out two of the most potent offenses you will ever find in your life. They do a great job here today. Great job, again, in understatement. Let's take a time out on the Subway post-game show. We got to come back. We got to talk about Subway. We got to talk about our sponsors. We got to talk about this team. I mean, we definitely got to send our seniors off right and give them another extra vote of thanks and talk a little bit about them, and then talk about a lot of these other guys as well. Talk about the coaching staff some. Plenty more to go here on the Subway postgame show. State Championship Celebration edition of the Subway postgame show. Colonels win it 21-0. Quick timeout here. Don't go away from 105.5 KD Country.
Man, it's cold in here. What's wrong with your heater?
Well, it used to work pretty good.
Back in the 90s, just call Select Air and get it fixed.
Oh, it'll probably cost a lot of money.
No, it won't, because Donnie will give you a fair price and get it done right the first time.
Maybe I'll call Select Air tomorrow.
No, you will call Select Air today, because it's freezing in here.
Select Air, 841-1580. 841-1580. Online at selectair.webs.com.
This week's specials from your Apple Market convenience stores. 8-piece fried chicken box, only $6.99 from 4 to 8 every day. Warm up with any size coffee or cappuccino for just 99 cents. Country sausage biscuit, also 99 cents. 2-liter Pepsi or Coke, 2 for $3. Mrs. Freshly's Honey Buns, buy one, get one free at Apple Market locations, Riverside, Gateway, and Main Street, Altavista. Pick up an Apple Market gift certificate. They make great stocking stuffers. This holiday season, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant reminds you that Christmas in other climates may be different as far as the weather is concerned, but the spirit of Christmas knows no boundaries. From El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, here's a toast to Christmas. May the ideal of our holiday wrap the world in kindness, goodwill, and a sincere reverence. Feliz Navidad from everyone at El Cazador Mexican Restaurants in Altavista and Bedford. Thanks for your patronage this past year. Closed December 24th and 25th.
You can buy paint from any old yahoo who knows nothing about paint in one of those big box stores. For quality paint from people who really know paint, it's Davis Paints from your complete home center, English's. Davis Paints, which has been known for quality since 1921, is not just sold anywhere. Visit the new paint room at English's, your authorized Davis Paint dealer.
English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
I'll tell you something, Oscar. It's really been a dream couple of years here for Altavista Colonel fans. Great season last year in football, obviously a lot better than people expected. Get bounced out to Franklin in a way you don't like. But, man, the basketball team winning the state championship, the girls' basketball team making their run, and then this year with the volleyball team and the football team and, really all the teams at Altavista. Excellent stuff. This Colonel football team, though, one of a kind. 2013 state champions, the 21-0 victory over Essex. You heard it all here live on 105.5. It is the Subway postgame show. Knowing what kind of guy Robert Duff is, he's probably going to do something special for the Colonels. Maybe even a little Colonel special or something like that over there at Subway. Who knows? You can never go wrong at Subway, and you're always going to get a lot of food for not a lot of money. That's why we love the Subway postgame show.
That, and we got a special group of listeners listening back in Altavista. Boy, the Fenway Cave bunch is compiled. They're hunkered down in the basement. Listen to the game on WKDE and shout out to them. I'll see you guys on the golf course tomorrow.
I hear you. We know we have a lot of fans, and I tell you, we love all our fans. Again, if you like us on Facebook, send us a shout out on there. We'll announce your name on the radio if you want us to. Some people prefer to remain anonymous, Oscar, but we're not going to send shout-outs every 2 minutes or anything, but we love to mention our listeners and everybody that supports not only us but supports the Colonels.
Well, you talk about shout-outs. Before we went to the break, we talked about the seniors. Let's talk about them, Kyle.
I like it. I think that's a great way to start here. We've already started the Subway postgame show, but it's a great way to continue it. And, they're all linemen. It's 5 seniors on the football team this year, and they've all done a fantastic job. Coach Sharnes mentioned them during senior night way back when. Seems like a long time ago. It was over a month ago, yeah. Ashton Robinson, number 64, really been a 3-year starter for the Altavista Colonels and been a force. I mean, I've always talked about, he was mainly that pulling guard for the Colonels because he does get out and run and can block people while he's on the move, which is a rare thing for a lineman. And he's an excellent defensive lineman, too. And, he's really a great kid, great young man, I should say, not really a kid anymore. And, of course, not so long ago, his grandmother, Doris Robinson, used to do the gospel show on KD Country. So we've known Ashton for a little while now. Outstanding football player.
Yeah, he is. And again, you talk about outstanding football player. Not only that, you mentioned he's a great kid, and nobody worked any harder than Ashton did. He's, again, not the most athletic of all those kids, but he has worked harder than anybody and turned into one heck of a football player and really one of the leaders of this team.
Well, 2 guys that were in there for that last drive and helped preserve the shutout are Matt Lane and Zach Parker, Mr. Briggs. And, they've really kind of been unsung heroes. Coach Sharnes and I talked about them a little bit during senior night because they haven't started as many games as those other 3 senior linemen, but they have had to fill in during injuries. They've sort of bided their time. They've worked hard. They've been patient with the coaching staff and their other teammates. And when they've got in there, they've really done a good deal of damage. He talked a lot about Matt Lane and Zach Parker, how important they are to this football team, just the role that they played. Whether it was coming in off the bench, whether it was practice, whether it was just working hard and being there for the other guys and letting those other linemen know, hey, if you slip up, I'm right here waiting to take your spot. And you need that on a football team. You need that competition.
Well, and they were able to do that because the offensive line, defensive line, most of these kids go both ways, and you need to have fresh legs in there. And they were able to come in and spell those other players, very, very often in these football games. And that leaves us Clay Teagard and Casey McLeese. And, boy, we lost McLeese for a couple games with a broken toe, but he battled through that. And, he was one of the anchors of that line, offensively and defensively. So it was great to have those 2 seniors in that mix as well. And they're going to be missed, but boy, oh boy, what a way to go out, a state championship. And if you haven't seen the article that was in the news in advance this week, go back and look at it online or dig it out of your recyclables. But A great article on the interview with that offensive line, talking about their contribution and really a nice piece, and you get to understand a little bit more about what drives those guys. And this is, make no mistake about it, this is a team state championship. You hear a lot about Thornhill, you hear about Destin Brown in the skill positions, but equally you have to look at the offensive and defensive line and the work that they've done.
Yeah, great point. And I love how you brought that up, and it's a nice transition. You know, the skill guys are always going to get the credit. And when you got guys with the talent of Juan Thornhill and the other people that you mentioned, it's hard not to talk about them, but you're right. It starts up front. It starts with those guys in the trenches, moving people around, and they don't mind being the unsung hero. That's the other reason why guys like Teagard and McLeese are so good. They don't really want the spotlight. They want Juan and Destin and Clydell Moon and Michi Malback and all those other people to have the spotlight. They're just happy to do their job and get it done, and they have got it done all year. And that brings me to another point. You could tell in that article how close those guys were to each other. And this is a team that pulls for each other, whether it's the linemen, the skill guys, defense, offense, doesn't matter. They're like a family out there, and the coaching staff is the same way. You know, when I go over there and interview Coach Sharness, it's always people laughing and joking around, whether it's the coaches with the players, the coaches themselves, or the players with the players. It really is a family out there, and they've obviously been able to do something that not a lot of families can say they've done with the state championship.
Well, you talk about family, and the Colonels haven't even gone into the field house yet. They've gone over on the grassy knoll, not the same one that was in Dallas, but they've gone over on the grassy knoll to meet with the fans, the parents, and they are celebrating this as a community, acknowledging the fans that have stayed out here in the sleet, rain, freezing rain, and the dedication. This team has traveled well all year, too, Kyle, so it's important to acknowledge the support of the community as we talk about the success of this 2013 Altavista State Championship football team.
Yeah, impressive all year long. 14-1 final record. Just the one loss to the Hawks, same way it was in 09, but again, a loss that probably made them a better ball club. I know it made them a better ball club. There's no probably about it. Rededicated their focus from that point on. They were on a warpath, and they really were a wrecking ball. And I'll tell you, let's mention our sponsors now before we close the show, before we do our player of the game and all that kind of stuff, and a couple other announcements as well that we'll remember to get to. We really could not have done it without our 2013 football playoff sponsors, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, the happiest place in town. Go tell Steven and Carlos and those guys how much you appreciate their supporting the Colonels. English is your complete home center and headquarters for Davis Paint. I almost forgot to thank the guys at English's earlier in my thank you list. We had the press box at Dan River, thanks to Donnie and those guys at English's. I mean, that was.
We were in a dire
situation.
situation.
Thank them enough. Exactly.
No, we were in a situation where we were going to be in stands in not a good vantage point, not the best weather in the world, and we ended up being elevated. Donnie and those guys brought some scaffolding for the coaching staff, and for us, we were able to get up and get a great point of view. And again, can't thank those guys enough for that.
Absolutely. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, a family serving family since 1905. Chef's Drive-In, keeping Altavista alive with hometown pride and service. One Stop Mart, your one stop for gas, food, and beverages. Highview Motors, from small to tall, Highview has it all. Select Air, give Donnie a call today at 841-1580. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, best deals on wheels. You know, all the Farmer family, they're huge Colonel fans, and I know they're as excited about this one as anybody is. Apple Markets, serving you from locations at Gateway, Main Street, and Riverside. Perkins Twin Tire and Auto Service, your Michelin tire store in Altavista. David W. Shreve, when life happens, turn to David W. Shreve, an experienced and licensed attorney. Feller Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting injury-free game. And First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. And again, got to thank all the fans out there at 105.5 or at kdcountry.com. Remember, like us on Facebook, tell us who you are, let us know, send us an email. And, we just really cannot thank you guys enough. Player of the game time, I guess, Oscar. It's going to be tough, isn't it?
Boy, it is going to be tough. And I went with the offensive line last game, and I'm not going to do that today. Boy, tough. You're making me go first.
I can go first. I'm going to go first. I'm going to save you the hassle, and I'm going to go first. Got to go with Dominic Brodus for the Essex Trojans. Obviously, they had a bunch of guys that played pretty outstanding on defense. You could pick any number of those defenders that they have, but Brodus was the quarterback. he was as good as advertised. The Altavista defense was just that much better.
Boy, I'll concur, because I thought we would see Sterling Hammond play more of a dominant role. That didn't materialize, so I, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to agree with you on Dominic Brodus. I'll go first for Altavista. Boy, given the game against Hayside, I'm torn between Dustin and Michi. Dustin laid the lumber today and hit a lot of people, hit hard.
3-yard rushing touchdown.
Had a touchdown as well. But, boy, I think Michi was a spark plug for him today. So it's been a while. I'm going to go with Michi Malback.
I think it's a great pick. I'm going to concur, but I'm going to do one better. I'm going to use up one of my combo picks, I guess. I'm going to go Michi Malback and Clyde L. Moon. We talked about them in the first quarter, in the first half. Seemed like they made every single special team stop. Too.
Well, and again, I'm going to even backpedal again. Because I'm going to throw Navy Jones in as well. Yeah. You got Navy Jones and Michi Malback on islands, one-on-one coverage. A lot of this ball game against this high-powered Essex offense against Brodus, who's, one of the best single-A quarterbacks, one of the best quarterbacks in the state. And they defended, and they defended well.
Yeah.
They for all intents and purposes, shut the wide receivers down. So, you could go with any of the players that we talked about, but I'm changing mine to go with the corners with Michi and Navy.
I like that. I think you make a great point, and man, I don't know if we can talk even long enough. The Subway postgame show, unfortunately, has to end at some point. We can talk about Subway all day because, again, you're always going to eat fresh. Robert Duff and the gang will take care of you there on Main Street and, of course, in Walmart on the Clarion Road. But, man, you can talk about Moon. You can talk about Montague. What a great game Donovan Montague had. Big catch he had there on that third down play. Obviously, you know about Thornhill. I mean, unless you've been under a rock, he's Mr. Everything in the area. The Johnson brothers.
The brothers Johnson.
Yeah, the brothers Johnson. Outstanding as always. Dante Poindexter. The list goes on. I mean, we really could sit here and talk about everybody for 5 or 10 minutes each.
Sure.
But it was a team effort, and I think we both agree with that wholeheartedly.
You do, and now as we're a little bit behind the 8 ball as we transition into basketball season because that'll happen upon us pretty quickly. But before we do that, before we close out this, you got to look at next year. You got 4 offensive linemen back that have a ton of experience on that line, and you got all the skill players back. You got to believe, you don't want to talk about it now, you want to celebrate this 2013 state championship, but you got to believe going in that Altavista is going to be favored to win 2014 state championship.
Well, I was just going to say next year, to me, sky's the limit, and I think this team obviously sees what they're capable of. You lose the 5 great linemen there. It's not going to be easy to replace those guys by any stretch of the imagination, but if anybody can do it, it's this team. Got to take your hat off again to Coach Mike Sharnes, his 3rd state title as a head coach. His entire staff, Mike Revis, Dave Close, all those guys, Dave Mabry, Cliff Lee, Andy Cox, Raymond Cobbs, Ryan Mitchell, and Derek Fowler. Those guys definitely deserve their mention too. I don't know. I just you could go all day, really, honestly. And speaking of basketball, one quick housekeeping thing while we do have a second. First Colonel basketball game for the guys is going to be December 23rd. That's a Monday. That's a week from Monday. Special start time because they're not in school. It's going to be a matinee, 1 p.m. JV start time. So Subway pregame show for that, probably going to come on around 2, maybe even 2:30. And, again, we'll if you stay tuned to kdcountry.com and our Facebook page, get you all the details there. Then they're going to take a little break for Christmas, and then obviously the annual Jeff Koch Christmas tournament will be after that. But the Altavista Colonels football team's the talk of the town now. 2013 state playoff champs, Oscar. I don't know. We got to end the Subway pregame. Still messing up.
Yeah.
15th game of the year. You'd think I'd be done with the mistakes.
It's the post-game show, and they are holding the celebration on the 52-yard line. So.
I might have said 52-yard line. Maybe it's Canadian football. With the weather, it looks like Canadian football out there. But in all seriousness, I don't know what else we can say. This Colonel team speaks for itself. 2013 state champs, and what a ride it was. It was a fantastic team.
A great ride, and if you want to, you can go back and listen to all the games on YouTube brought to you by Fellers, and this game will be on there Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, sometime in that time frame, and it's fun to go back and listen to some of the plays, and we've seen some plays this year that have been just extraordinary.
Oh, man, you think about all the exciting runs all these playmakers make, just the dominating blocking. Defensively, What they finished the year up with? 27 interceptions, I think, after a couple today. Were there 3 today?
There were 3 today.
It's hard to keep track of.
28 interceptions, and that was supposedly one of the weaknesses in this Colonels team. And, again, the secondary shut Broadus down today.
That's exactly right. What a game. What a team. You heard it all here at kdcountry.com or 105.5. We got to finally step aside. Remember, the weather out there is not great. Whether you're driving back from Salem or you're just driving around Central Virginia, be safe out there. Always keep that radio tuned to 105.5. Basketball season on the way soon for the Colonels, but enjoy this football state championship a little bit more. We'll talk to you in about a week for basketball. Have a great weekend, everybody.